Are we on? We're on. Hey, everybody. So usually Thursdays at 9, well, we're always late. It's 9:03. That's actually pretty early for us, in fairness. But usually we come and start our WDW News Tonight every Thursday at 9 o'clock. But obviously some things have happened in the last hour or so. So I want to keep everyone updated with what's going on. Of course, earlier today, and I have these printed out because we didn't have time to get them in the teleprompter, honestly. It's been that crazy around here. But of course, Disneyland Resort announced earlier today that Disneyland and California Adventure will be closing the guests the morning of March 14th. Obviously, all of this is related to the coronavirus pandemic. And Disneyland Resort hotels will remain open through March 16th to give guests the ability to make necessary travel arrangements. Downtown Disney expected to stay open there. What just happened in the last hour, of course, Walt Disney World announced when they will be ceasing operations in the same manner. That will be a temporary closure beginning on Sunday, March 15th. The closure is slated to last through the end of the month, but Walt Disney World officials have noted they are monitoring the developments. Sorry, this is all very new to us. As well, Disneyland Paris has announced that they will close on Sunday, March 15th, and set to remain closed through the end of the month. So with those three, every Disney park and resort around the world will be closed as of next week. So that is where things are currently. Obviously, this WWNT is a company these days. It used to be a fun volunteer hobby thing, but we are a company and we cover news from Disney parks around the world. And obviously, all the Disney parks around the world are not going to be operating come Monday. So that puts us in an interesting situation, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, we're not going anywhere, so we'll let you know as things develop, when things are going to reopen, when things might get back to normal, all of those things. We're not going away. We will still bring you news as often as we can. Obviously, there will be less news than usual because things aren't open. But this is a really historic moment. This has never happened before. I mean, even just Disneyland has never closed for this length of time. I think any of them have never closed for this length of time. So yeah, that's where we are. So again, we'll be here. We actually have some fun ideas to do in the meantime because obviously we're bringing you news, but we'd like to be there. Even though all the parks are closed, we'd love to be an outlet for everybody, for Disney fans everywhere, you know, to get together and, I don't know, bide time until all of this passes. So we'll have more details on that in the coming days, but for the time being, yeah, do keep advised that all the parks will be closed, and we'll keep you updated on when they might reopen. But give us a few minutes. We'll be back with the WDW News Tonight because I think everyone could use well, we've never made anyone laugh before, but we can try tonight. We'll be back in a few moments. Tonight, Disneyland is closing for 2 weeks. Guests will still be lined up for boarding groups outside during this time. Guests can grab a Spike the Bee sipper at the Honey Bistro during the Flower and Garden Festival and a regular bee sipper, as always, at the park's Joffrey's location. Our March Madness tournament, consisting of attractions that never got made, begins tonight. I wish Runaway Railway was in it.
Boo.
Don't you start. Don't start with me. You've read WDW News Today. Now it's time for WDW News Tonight.
Live from WDWNT Studio in Orlando, Florida, it's WDW News Tonight with Tom Corliss and Nick Lowe Cicero. Tonight, it's the start of our March Madness tournament of never-built Disney theme park attractions. Now, here's your host, Tom Corliss.
Yay. Hello, I'm Tom Corliss, and sometimes I wish I was never built.
Wow.
That was funnier like about an hour ago.
Yeah.
Why does that have to do with the
No,
current
now everything's
situation?
ominous.
Feels
Everything's
a little
ominous.
off, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Everything's just more ominous now.
Oh, I just gotta be happy the whole time now?
Well,
Why
we'd
start
hate
now?
that. We'd hate
Colleen,
that.
you're not even in the shot. Don't talk. This is a time of darkness. Please stop, Colleen. All right. So how's everybody doing? This has been an evening.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Gonna be bored over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Guys, you remember books? Remember books?
Yeah.
I'm going to do some booking. Is that
stay in
booking? Is that what we talk about?
Booking?
Reading. Oh, that was the term. Reading.
Is Busch Gardens
You know,
still
it's funny.
open?
I keep thinking about being contained, and my first thing always goes to like power outages. Like this idea that, oh, yeah, we'll have nothing to do.
Wait, guys. What happened to the computer? It's gone.
Oh, well, you see, Tom, I have put together a nice barrier. It's a box so you can't
Oh,
see
it's
it.
a wall that's go away
Yeah.
green and sky.
Yeah.
I can't even see it.
I got it from the garden.
It's like it's not even there.
It works really well, in my
That's
opinion.
amazing.
Yeah, it's just sky back
Yeah.
here.
That's actually what they're going to put in front of Walt Disney World starting Monday. It's like, where did it go?
It's gone.
Oh boy. Yeah, so this is going to be crazy. This is we cover 6 Disney resorts around the world, and on Monday there will be none.
I feel bad for all the bloggers. Are we gonna have to?
All of them?
What do you think I do during the week?
I don't
What
know.
do you think I just like still work at Theme Park Connection? Like if
Don't
Nick
you?
like has no idea.
Where'd all that stuff come from?
Oh, well, that's fair. I suppose.
No, I mean, should we do like maybe a telethon for all the bloggers if this goes on too long, like
So
to raise
I'll-
money?
For one Joffrey's a day.
I'll talk about this now, and we don't really have anything in mind yet, and we'll give you more details over the weekend. But my thought was, we're going to have a lot of people. There's a lot of people who work on this staff, and we're all going to be a lot more free than we are usually. And so I think come Monday we're going to do something fun and weird and different right here on YouTube. Starting Monday, we're going to talk about it. It's something I was kicking around today, and I think it's the right thing to do right now because I think. I think we all need a little, like the place we all go to escape is gone.
Yeah.
A place that brings a lot of happiness into this world, and we could really use at a
Margaritaville is
time.
gone?
Yeah, it was attacked by dinosaurs.
Oh, God.
You seen that movie? These places bring a lot of happiness into this world, and it's a particularly dark time, and it's a time we could use it, but it's not there. So
Yeah, and I think, and it's hard to really be cheery. What I would say is, like, from a trivia standpoint, this is something. Like,
we're
of them are closed.
living a big moment in world history. I mean, you will tell your great grandkids about this. This is a tremendously big deal. This never happened. They've never all been closed, and none of them have been closed for this amount of time. So this is historic. And so hopefully, a few years down the road, we'll all look back at this and be like, oh, do you remember that? That was crazy. Yeah, and
We'll make
hopefully that's all
t-shirts.
that comes of it, right? Yeah.
I wasn't allowed in Disney.
There'll be a commemorative pin.
I mean, they're hurricane pins.
I was
have cast
not
member
there.
hurricane pins that are they're like the cast members who do like the
Right.
Ride It Out. So I mean,
Yeah.
this isn't a
It's just-
natural
it's just gonna
disaster.
be-
It is like
it's just going to be the 2 scientists from Spaceship Earth. This
Wow.
is what it's going to be.
All right. So we're going to go on with this show tonight. We're going to try to make you laugh. I know we usually don't succeed, but
Yeah, good luck.
hopefully we'll bring you
We
some
got
joy
it
in our effort.
We got it
This
tonight.
evening. We have a lot of show.
Yeah.
We have the March Madness tournament. I know we're already behind, and Jason falls asleep right at 11, so we're running out of time quick. So Josh is laughing way too hard at that.
We put a timer on all the monologue jokes tonight.
Did
to
we?
Keep it going.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started then. Now the news.
The news.
Brought to you by the WDW Interglobe Society. Disney has been placing hand washing stations throughout the parks this week. We've seen them in Galaxy's Edge and other areas with a higher concentration near food service locations and child-centric areas. Stations complete with soap and paper towels were seen just outside of Woody's Lunchbox, but don't get all excited thinking they're going to clean the place. There for the guests. Yeah, fun fact, Woody's Lunchbox now has as many sinks as it does cash registers. Josh, how many is that? 2? That's right, Josh. Disney has canceled plans to remove complimentary bread and from restaurants thanks to a post we made last week. They have reneged on this. The bread is back.
You saved it.
The bread is back. Colleen, could you bring me, it's going to be things I saved that start with B? Can you bring that in? We have one for every letter. All right, I'm going to write, which way should I go here? Bear tails, bears.
Beats Battlestar Galactica.
Bread.
Nice.
Yay!
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Put it with the others, please. Thank you.
Your penmanship is exquisite, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Anyway, that was a long way to go for that.
Isn't it always?
The Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover is now closed for its 4th consecutive day. It's about to be a lot more. It's not opening before Sunday.
Weirdly, Stitch is still seasonal, though. You know.
Yeah. Rather than endure the expensive repairs that are anticipated, Bob Chapek directed staff to replace the sign. And next week, well, this doesn't make sense now, but next week they'll be introducing the new Tomorrowland People Stay Putter. It killed the joke. It was a good joke, Eric.
Stupid coronavirus.
I'm sorry that the world ruined your joke. Yeah, fun fact, that'll at that point be the 3rd most reliable ride in the park.
But we have an excuse when jokes bomb tonight.
Yeah. That's the reason.
Oh, it's like everything changed.
Yeah, everything changed.
It's like the what Sam and Ella bit in Laugh Floor. Like, oh, it's all changed since then. It's all changed. Eiffel Tower. If you've been on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, you no doubt have a certain song stuck in your head. For those of you who can't get Nothing Can Stop Us Now out of your head, it's finally available for download wherever you stream or download music. Next week, the video portions will be released online as well, and you can just roll your computer office chair by it and reenact the whole ride. Do the same thing.
What about me, Tom?
Oh no! It's the Mickey animatronic from Runaway Railway. It's back again.
That's right. I can turn over 8 degrees and my ears flop around.
Oh boy.
I assume the Chubby Bird story is happening in my blind spot. I bet it's very clear to everyone riding through.
Yeah, sure. Everyone knows what Chubby does the whole ride.
Okay, gotta go drive recklessly with my girlfriend in the car and my dog stuffed in the trunk. See ya real soon.
Mickey has time to do that now. No,
It's okay. You can clap. No, it
was like a golf
you don't
clap.
have to clap if it's not good. It's like, it's on the green. In the fairway.
And there that joke goes. Oh, it just.
We
makes
should have.
go,
It worked last week. We should have let it die.
Oh.
Nope. Got to ride it out. Fun fact: Colleen threw out the original one, so we had to remake it. Or Colleen had to remake
What?
it. Yeah.
She thought that was one and done?
Yep.
Wow.
She wishes
Her
it was now,
her
as she
intuition
lie on the
was
floor
smart.
next to me, looking up at the lights. I'm
Her intuition was correct.
just gonna get stabbed in the leg in about a minute. Right. It's the worst show.
Well, good thing it's not coming back, this monologue. So you can throw it out, Colleen.
Yeah, we definitely wouldn't go back to that again tonight. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and the France Pavilion expansion have been added to the Epcot park map ahead of their opening this summer. In the section for the France Pavilion, the attraction description reads, eh. Workers were seen on the roof of the Wonders of Life Pavilion at Epcot this week, where they appeared to be removing and replacing old roof tiles. Are we sure those were workers and not Backdoor Disney? Are we positive?
Hey, buddy, I got some tiles for you.
In the
my
back
trunk.
of his
Hey,
car, they're
buddy.
like through the roof, poking through the roof.
4 for the price of 2.
Yeah. Hey, we all gotta find ways to make money starting next week. A new Yeti backpack was released at Animal Kingdom. The new creation from Loungefly is adorable with white fur and a light blue face with a light blue interior. Yeah, and I've heard the backpack looks better if you shine a strobe light on it. Oh, the backpack's alive! Oh! Did you see that? The Gwen... Don't worry, all the animatronics will stop moving on Monday. The Gwen... That's just maintenance. It has nothing to do with the closure. The Guinevere van from Pixar's Onward was at the Art of Animation Resort this week. People act like they've never seen a beat-up van at a value resort before. Jeez. I thought it was there already. I thought it was a guest's
I
car.
thought it was Nick's, but
No, Nick's is like top of the line. It's very clean. It's got like Candyland painted on the side.
it's clean
Oh.
because it's so dirty.
Disney CEO Bob Chapek, yep, we're still in the darkest timeline, has announced that the Avengers campus in California Adventure will open July 18th, 2020. Hopefully. Currently, I didn't mean because of the virus, just in general. Yeah, currently the campus is closed and all classes are online. The name campus actually stands for Centralized Assembly Mobilized to Prepare, Unite, and Safeguard. I thought it stood for Crappy Animatronic Mickey Puts Us to Sleep. I didn't know what, oh no, Mickey, I didn't know you were there. Get in the shot. I didn't know you were there.
Why would you say that when I'm right here?
I'm sorry, Mickey, I thought you left.
I did, but then I went to the new hot dog truck at Springs, and a Jimmy Fallon blew me back here.
You mean a twister?
No, that closed for Jimmy Fallon. I do have to go now. I have a court case for my DUI. Or is it for beating up my dog? I can't remember. Oh well, see you real soon.
Colleen, you can throw it out now.
This coronavirus just killed this monologue.
I think. Let me read ahead. Let's see.
That's what it is. Everyone's afraid to laugh.
Any more Mickey bits?
Avengers camp. Yes, Avengers camp. You just hit the. What are you doing?
Trying to get out of the shot.
It worked so well, no one knows.
Avengers Campus will be jam-packed with nods to fan-favorite characters and films, as well as hidden in plain sight references to upcoming big screen and Disney Plus projects not yet canceled. Guests will be able to help the Avengers in their efforts throughout the land via a variety of offerings, including the interactive high-tech family attraction Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure.
Yeah.
Which will feature Tom Holland reprising his role as Spider-Man. Man, Disney attraction titles are blowing through colons like a guy who eats at Tony's every week. Avengers Camp. I knew he was going to be late to that one. I knew it.
Look at all those colons.
Yeah.
I thought it was a semicolon. It took me a while.
No, it's Web Slingers.
Full colon.
Spider-Man adventure. Starring you.
Ride the movie.
Avengers Campus is part of a larger story that extends to Hong Kong Disneyland, where the attractions Iron Man Experience and Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle are already open. Oh boy. And Disneyland Paris, where the Avengers Campus is planned to open in 2021 because Paris is only allowed to have hand-me-downs. There's no mistaking There's no mistaking Avengers headquarters at the center of the land, but guests will still stare at a map for 10 minutes while standing right in front of it. Look for the signature Avengers logo, the Quinjet on the roof, and the Avengers themselves while budgets allow to head off threats from various foes. Not far from Avengers headquarters, the Worldwide Engineering Brigade, better known as WEB, will be located. Once home to Stark Automotive, the 80-year-old building now houses a cartoon ride about Mickey and Minnie Mouse. An enthusiastic group of young inventors, including Peter Parker, who have been brought together by Tony Stark to invent new technologies and equip everyday people to become heroes like the Avengers, will be there. Yeah, we can't trust people to wash their goddamn hands. You want to give them weapons and make them Avengers. Jeez. How does this work? What? I want to just watch people at those hand washing stations with the foot pump. That's got to be entertaining. Yep, and what was that?
One can hope. It's entertaining.
Yeah, only until Monday. And look up to the rooftop to take in Spider-Man's gravity-defying moves and the getaway of some urban explorer in the evenings. The Sanctum is one of the most beautiful locales in the Avengers campus. Those overgrown ruins are the perfect spot for guests to encounter Doctor Strange and learn the secrets of his mystic arts. Although I have to say, the ruins look a little familiar. Nathan, we have that for everybody?
I think so.
The ruins, yeah. I know there's something about it.
I am a beautiful Avenger.
Infinity Stones! Oh. Anyway.
That was so worth it.
Oh. Aboard Web Sling. Aboard Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. I feel like we should be taking a shot every time I have to read that name. The young inventors of Web have many of their new creations on display, including spider bots, affable robotic sidekicks. You know, like Bob Iger has in Chapek? No? I thought you like had a whole thing.
Sure, I just didn't know it was going to come up. You didn't put it in the script. Here you go.
Before the show, he's like, I got to show you something. We have this now.
What, this? Oh, it didn't work.
Sometimes we should just use that to cover Colleen like trying to get out of the shot. Good for them. Anyway, back to the ride. Some things go haywire in a theme park ride.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And the spider bots run amok, replicating at an alarming rate. The open house turns into a mission, and Spider-Man needs your help. Guests will don 3D glasses and get to test drive Peter Parker's latest invention, the Web Slinger vehicle, which Tom Corliss made fake art for and definitely isn't real. Like some other cheap garbage attractions, Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure, uses 3D glasses, as well as a hybrid of physical sets, practical effects, and virtual set extensions.
What is that?
You mean screens? What? 3.5D? Is that 3.5D? WDI tapped into innovative technology adapted specifically for this attraction and Ninjago at Legoland for a brand new interface that uses a gesture recognition system. It's built into every vehicle. Yeah, I can't wait for this to glitch and then you could shoot Web with a middle finger. Kids are gonna love that.
A real hit.
Billy, stop it. When it's time to take a break from the heroics, 3 new dining spots will offer dishes rich in flavor and storytelling. Oh boy. Pym Test Kitchen is a food innovation science lab where the food and drinks tell a story. Just as Ant-Man and the Wasp use Pym particles to grow and shrink just about anything, Pym Technologies is applying this innovative science to the creation of shareable bites, inventive-sized entrees, and sweet treats. So has Pym been shrinking the Epcot Festival food all these years? Is that every year they come in with the with the belt?
Well, it was for Wayne Selinsky used to do it, but now it's Pym takes care of it for him.
There you go. The not-so-little chicken sandwich. Has everyone seen this thing?
Yeah.
The not-so-little chicken sandwich is a crispy breaded chicken breast that has grown with the help of the particles, while its accompanying bun has shrunk. I mean, this is what most sandwiches at Walt Disney World counter services look like. Like they just missed the sandwich with the bun. It's not that special. The PB Cubed Superb Sandwich features peanut butter, banana, smoked bacon, and strawberry jelly with a banana smoothie shot and crispy potato tots. Oh, good. This restaurant has all food you pick up with your hands. Great timing. It's great.
It'll be over by then.
I hope so. Ample outdoor seating is available at the Pym Test Kitchen because buildings cost money. Adjacent to the Pym Test Kitchen, an oversized beer can signals the grown-up beverage tastings are available at the Pym Tasting Lab. Yeah, that's right. Guests have become so dumb that you now need just giant items to tell them what a place is. Oh, big beer. Is this the bathroom? There's eventually just gonna be a giant toilet. That's the restroom. You go into a big toilet. Adults can order a craft beer ranging from blood orange Hefeweizen to an amber lager, or try one of the Pym particle-infused cocktail experiments. For the record, by law, cocktail experiments is also what Rainforest Cafe calls their drinks. Cocktail experiments.
Water plus something.
Would you like a vodka and water? A blue vodka and water, please. Many Marvel heroes will appear at Avengers Campus. Dan Fields, Executive Creative Director for Disney Parks Live Entertainment, states unequivocally, this is going to be the largest assembly of mediocre hero impersonators from your friend's kid's birthday party, any place, anytime, anywhere. In addition to Spider-Man, who will be based at Webb, and Doctor Strange, who will be found at the Sanctum, guests can encounter other heroes like Black Widow, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Captain America, Captain Crunch, Captain Stubing, Captain Jack Sparrow, Captain Rex, the other Captain Rex, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, Black Panther, and Thor.
I feel though.
Also, a simple plan will be there.
with the virus though, I feel like the longer it goes on, the more it's like Infinity War. Like just one at a time dusts out like of the budget, and then we just have less and less superheroes in this new land. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see. I mean, after 9/11, obviously things were bad, and we lost a lot of entertainment. We lost a lot of attractions, became seasonal.
Can you imagine losing
I don't know what's gonna
more
happen.
entertainment somehow?
Yeah, I don't know what's left. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing, as the song goes. Loki will also appear until he gets harassed by too many fangirls in the land. So, yeah. The web supplier store is where you'll find the latest web inventions, including the interactive spider bots. Nick, you get one of these?
Oh, I'm definitely getting one of
Yeah,
those.
they're pretty cool.
So cool.
Which one are you getting?
I have no idea. Does it have a camera on it? So you like sneak in
Oh.
Wait, no.
What?
I can't no. What is it?
Wow.
Does it just crawl around?
Yeah, like you're. Never
Does
mind.
it go on the wall?
I was gonna say something. It sounded really wrong. Gonna move on. Interactive spider
That would have
bot.
been bad.
Yeah, you know what I was gonna say, and then I thought about it. It's like there's a double meaning there.
Yeah.
Let's skip that. Yeah, much like the ones you'll see in Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure.
Drink.
Each spider bot has a remote control, and all 8 articulated legs move forward and backward, and it doesn't have a screen for a face. It's pretty cool. Other must-have items at web suppliers include lab kits that enable fans to make their very own webs, or gamma goo, or cures. There's a thing going around.
Cures.
You can tell the kids, like, go ahead, kids. Kids are just going to role play, like, oh, I'm making a cure. It's a weird time to have a lab kit toy. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, that's fair. It was funnier an hour ago. It was much funnier an hour ago. That's all I've got. That's what we're ending on. Read an ad that's not for a cruise, because who knows if we're having one. Go ahead.
WDW News Tonight is brought to you by WIGS, the WDWNT Interglobe Society. Support WDWNT and get early and exclusive access to content you won't find anywhere else, including exclusive WDW News Tonight and Park Center post shows each and every week, starting at just $2 a month. You could also get extra core bucks to spend in our online store to collect Disney Parks items from around the world, and WDWNT exclusive swag. For more information, go to patreon.com/WDWNT or visit WDWNT.com and click the Patreon link. Join WIGS and help make this show happen through Patreon.
Thank you, Nick. We have a guest coming on. Where's the guest going? Do we know where the guest is going?
Sure.
Oh, cool. We'll pull up
Here
a
now.
chair. Right there? Do I have to move Captain?
No.
I'll move Captain Rex.
Camera
No?
should be fine.
We'll be fine. All right, we have a very special guest tonight. It's the beginning of our March Madness tournament, so we wanted to get picks from an expert. We want to find out what she thinks is going to win this tournament. So please welcome Disney blogger Maria. Maria, welcome to the show. Oh, yeah, we got you. We got you. You're in the shot.
There
now.
he is. There we go.
There we is.
There we is. Yes. You know, that's what the kids say.
That's what the kids say, there we is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the kids say. There we is. So, Tommy, how are you?
I've been better.
Been better. I've been better as well.
Okay.
But it's so good. I took this time off.
Yeah.
I took a little bit of time off from the Twitters, from the Instagrams.
Oh, yeah.
I lost a little bit of grams, but you know, it was great. It was great. And you know what? It's been mad out there.
Yeah.
Tommy, it's been mad. But it all started in March, if you pay attention. So I wanted to come on. I wanted to give you some March Madness picks. Because it's been mad. It's been totally mad.
Sure.
So, my first pick. My first one is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Wereaway. The opening.
Oh, so we're not picking things actually in the tournament. We're just...
No, I'm picking my like the mad things.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that what March Madness is?
Sure.
Yes, of course. So, I was there at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock in the morning.
You're there at 5 a.m.
There was already people in line.
There were.
I was like, how crazy is this?
Yeah.
And then people were talking, people were celebrating, people were cheering. We all ran to the attraction. People were shoving, people were pulling.
You got shoved.
It was, huh?
You got shoved.
I got shoved.
Oh.
I did.
That was me. I'm sorry.
Oh, you were excited to ride the ride.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. That's it. I knew it. But then as soon as the ride was over, guess what?
What?
People were mad. People were mad about it. It was madness. I hated it. Not the ride. I love the ride.
Again, I think that was just me.
It was just you. I love the ride, honestly. Oh, give me a second.
I'm the only one, so it's fine.
Give me a second. I'm sorry.
Can I have some?
Oh, yes, of course. Boys, would you like? Sure. Oh, pass that point to the boys to me. Yes. Oh. So my second choice, I was, I'm not on the Twitters, but I've been keeping an eye on the Twitters.
Yeah.
And there's a review for the live-action Mulan.
Oh, okay.
You know the live-action Mulan, the
It
one that
just got
everyone.
postponed today. Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, madness! You see, that's why I put it on my list.
Yeah.
That's why I put it on my list.
Something's rattling around.
Something's rattling. It's okay, Poochie. We'll be home soon. It's okay.
You put them in the trunk when you go home, then.
I do. It just zips. You see it just like this, and then you toss it. It's awesome. But so the Mulan.
Yeah.
Everyone's rejoicing about this Mulan movie.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's wonderful. Honestly, Fa Mulan is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's my favorite movie.
What do you like about it?
Oh, I love the song. My favorite song
What's
is
your
I'll
favorite
Make
song?
a Man Out of You. That's my favorite one. Anyways, next pick.
We went there.
We did. My next pick.
Everyone just look at this. Just look at this for a while. Forget it happened.
It's all right. It's all
Can
right.
never turn this off.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So my next pick is, did you notice that everywhere on Walt Disney property, there's hand washing stations?
I have, yeah.
Tommy, has it gone to that point now?
They're closing. They're closing. I know this was written before, but they're closing.
It's gotten
on
to
me.
that point
Yeah.
that guests just don't wash their hands when they leave the restrooms. And now Disney's putting wash stations everywhere.
No, it's the,
Pass me the hand sanitizer.
why do you have hands? I'm very confused.
That's the stack.
I'm not gonna
yeah.
ask.
There you go.
Fine.
Thank you.
I'm glad we all touched it after. We're definitely doing this the right way.
Perfect. But
You
yes,
may want to
no.
watch the actual news. to
But
find
no,
out
I'm
what
telling
should
you,
be doing.
March has been madness, pure madness.
Yeah.
So if you can, when you guys do your March Madness thing, make sure my votes are on there.
Well, it's unbuilt attraction, so I don't know if they're really gonna make it.
Oh, that's what
Didn't
you're
you-
talking about?
Colleen sent you an email. Said what the topic was.
Yes, March Madness. And I wrote her back. And I was like, there's a lot of things that were mad this March. So that's why I'm here. Just wanted to tell you that, dear darling.
Thank you anyway.
Of course.
We appreciate it.
I love being here. Where's Poochie? Oh, she's right there.
What's
Okay.
your blog? Tell everybody about your blog.
ChatterMeDisney.com. Go on there. You can see all the latest news, all the latest Disney news.
I don't know how much
Chatter.
news you're gonna have soon.
Well, who knows? But Chatter Me, can we do that? ChatterMeDisney.com.
Nathan, make
Right
it
there.
fair.
Nathan, do it.
you do it?
Fine.
Do it. Do what? Put it up.
ChatterMeDisney.com.
Just chatter me Disney.
It's on the web now.
Where did your hands go?
What do you?
They vanished for a
don't have a
second.
computer
Oh,
anymore.
they keep reappearing.
Oh, there's my computer.
Oh, there it is.
I can
Oh
make it
my
work.
gosh.
No! All right.
You did
Thank
good,
you.
Nathan. You
Maria,
did
we'll
good.
work on getting you a graphic
Yes,
next
that'll be
time.
great. Thank you so much,
Thank you
darlings.
so much. Maria from Chatter Me Disney, everybody. All right. We are going to take a commercial break, and we come back. We're getting started. March Madness. Stick around tonight.
With the success of Pizza Rizzo and the Regal Eagle Smokehouse, we here at Walt Disney Imagineering have learned that our guests love bad counter service food with minimal Muppets theming. So, here comes more Muppet eateries at Disney parks. At Disney's Hollywood Studios, grab a wrapped sausage at Rolf's Roasters. Rolf has relocated to the edge of the galaxy to pick up piano-playing gigs at Oga's, but the money hasn't been great, so Rolf the dog has started slinging dogs at Blackspire Outpost's hottest new wiener joint. If you're visiting Epcot in 2022, get ready for a lightly rethemed dining experience that somehow took us 2 years to complete. It's Dr. Teeth and the Electric Umbrella! Can you just picture that? Imagine eating a dry flatbread to saying goodbye while you sit there and think about all of your favorite things we've ripped out of this park. Are you excited? Well, we won't take no for an answer. Then, Head on over to Disney Springs for a trio of Muppets eateries. Grab some barbecue at the Miss Polite Piggy, some affordable chicken tenders from Chicken Gonzo's, and stop by the West Side for Pepe by Pepe. And no, not Jose Andres.
Come have a sandwich, okay?
And at Disney's Animal Kingdom, our most popular concept is getting a second home. Be sure to visit Pizzafari after we finish converting it into Pizza Rizzo 2.
They're tourists. They don't know good pizza.
The Muppets. We won't do anything new with them, but let's plaster their images in the background of restaurants.
Oh, hello there. You know, sometimes WDWNT releases leaked concept art from the Disney company, showcasing what Imagineering hopes to do in the future. But some readers have accused us of actually faking these pictures ourselves. Well, gosh, we're sure flattered you think we're that talented, and it got us thinking, why shouldn't we all be able to produce quality concept art? Join us as we start with a blank canvas and use our imaginations to create the rides and lands we'd love to see.
Yes, new from WDWNT, The Joy of Concept Art Painting with Tom Corliss. Join Tom as he offers tips and tricks on making your dreams come alive one brush stroke at a time.
Now, if you just make a line like this across, you've got all this space to get crazy. I'm going to go ahead and put in a few happy churro carts over here and one over here.
Follow along at home and not only paint beautiful landscapes and rides, but learn how concept art is taken to the next corporate level.
Now right here we've got a wonderful complex building, but I'm afraid old Mr. Chapek is gonna beat the devil out of that budget. So now we have to get a little go away green on your brush here and paint a large box on top of what you just done. Now that's a structure Disney will pay for. Plus it does a wonderful job ruining the sightlines, a real win-win.
Join Tom as he teaches the proper technique in making modern Disney attractions.
You've painted a wonderful ride here that provides a fresh and original story. Now all we have to do is ask ourselves, is how can we add Marvel to it?
Yes, even you can paint concept art that will look nothing like the reality that will one day come to pass. Pick up the Joy of Concept Art Painting Kit at your local hobby shop and receive Tom's free instructional manual on proper decal design.
Alright, you want that little decal to look like it's already peeling off the wall the moment you put it on. That's the real key here.
The Joy of Concept Art Painting with Tom Corliss, available to stream everywhere except Tokyo.
From all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy concept art and Walt bless, my friend.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Six Friends Tightly Packed at a Table.
Woo! Yay! We're all friends here.
We'll introduce everybody in a few moments. It's too hot for that. Also, stop spreading coronavirus.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Coronavirus.
Where's the goo?
What?
Where's what?
No, I'm touching my face.
Maria took her sanitizer with her.
I see it.
We don't have any. All the stuff is gone from my desk. I feel very alone.
Oh, look at
Despite that there's two large men
you feeling
on
alone.
either side of me.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is time. Nathan, it is time for March Madness. Thanks. It's also the opening of a 80s closed circuit television show. All right. Anyway, in case you've never watched in previous years when we've done this, here's how March Madness works. We've chosen a category, a topic, if you will, which this year happens to be unbuilt attraction. You have the digital one, Nathan, ready for everybody? Do we have that yet? If not, it's not a big deal yet. But we have a tournament. We have a tournament of 64 attractions from Disney parks that were never built. They never happened. And what we're going to do is we have a panel of 9, a distinguished panel of 9 that are going to decide the winners in these matchups. Every panelist is worth 5 points. I believe that's right, Jason. I don't know if Jason's fact-checking me tonight. 5 points each for every vote. Yeah, so they're matchups with 2.
Jason. Hold on.
Yeah, 5 points each. So there are matchups with 2 unbuilt attractions and everybody's got to pick between the two. Each vote from the panel is worth 5 points each. Why is that important? The reason that's important because those of you who signed up at home to play along can have the opportunity to swing those votes. You have some points to play with as well. Jason, they have 2 phone calls. Is that right this year?
That's right. So how it works is that everyone who's playing along has 2 different vote verification codes to call in. One of those codes, the first one, has to be used either this week or next week, and the second one can be used next week or the final week.
Now you do have
All
to
those
have
directions are in an email.
Yeah, you do have to have pre-registered.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but if not,
so if
hopefully
you
you'll
didn't get an
enjoy
email, But
Oh, he's talking over me. Go ahead, Jason.
yeah, no. If you're watching along and you pre-registered before yesterday at 11 p.m. and you didn't get an email with your picks, please email me at jason@wdwnt.com and I will figure out what happened and get them out to you, although I can't promise you we'll get them tonight because we're kind of busy.
But you'll be accumulating points.
Yes, absolutely.
It signed you up, yeah. Okay. So, and they get 2 points per call. Is that right, Jason?
That's correct.
Yeah. So we changed things a little bit after last year's disaster.
Disaster.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Cosmic Rays won Best Counter Service.
He won fair and square.
Oh, Fig's here and loud.
Jessica's screaming about Cosmic. I never heard a word she said before, but the clearest thing she ever said.
Talk now. You're good.
For reference, we here at the site call her Mumbles.
Hi. Why don't we say who's on the panel real quick? Because
we are gonna. Yeah, I was just trying to explain things first.
Right.
So again, they have those calls. One you can use this week or next week, and another call you can use the final week to sway these votes. So we're 2 points each. So that way,
Tom, can I play the sound?
Yeah.
This sound means somebody called in to change a vote. We end up loving this sound. That's gonna be our favorite sound.
No.
But something different's going to happen this year when you play that update noise.
Yes.
We're going to go to the update center with the referee, Colleen, the referee in the update center, which is not totally just a thing we taped on the wall.
Oh my God.
Colleen will update us on what scores are changing. We'll check in with her every now and again.
Is that a virtual set extension?
That is a virtual set extension. That's absolutely what it is. Nathan's in there now.
I'm fixing it.
So the other thing that's going to happen, so these are broken into regions. We have Westcott, Night Kingdom, Disney's America, and Port Disney. These regions, after we finish a region, you will have a couple more moments to call in at the end of the region. We invite you to call in the middle of these as well if you know what you're going to vote for, if you're calling in to sway something. Do it as soon as possible, but there will be a few moments at the very end of each region for you to call in, but you'll want to be quick at that point. So yeah, we'll take a short break between each region, but we're going to go through all 32 of these matchups tonight.
Yep.
We're doing it. So I guess
I think new this year we do have a time limit on discussion.
We do. There's a clock, Nathan, is that right?
Top right corner.
In the top right corner, there'll be a clock.
And then
some of
also-
them may go shorter. Some of them, you know, like Lilliputian Land, I think everyone's expecting that to be a quick discussion. Nope. What have I gotten myself into? Is it too late to say we're closed for coronavirus? Can I do that now?
We can certainly try.
Can I put the cardboard Mickey on the panel? No? All right. So we're ready to start.
Let's
right?
do it.
We are.
Let's introduce the panel. Josh from, put that down. We're not starting yet. Get that graphic off.
I got
there.
excited.
I got to introduce everybody.
Oh, wait.
There you go. Oh, it's got to dissolve. Excuse me. You can't just remove it. Josh from EasyWDW.com. Thank you, Josh, for joining us. Annual tradition.
A great site.
We're happy to have you. Our good friend Axel, who's now going to be on the show all the time here on News Tonight. Thanks for being here, Axel.
Thank you. There was the only place that was open, so thank you.
Over there, Nick and Nathan, and wedged in between them is Eric Morton. At home, we do have some home panelists. There's a tiny cow is playing. No, it's Jessica Figueroa, our editor-in-chief.
It's my cat.
That's her cat, Gordo.
He just came on. He just jumped on my lap. So
Everyone wants to be a part of this.
Team Gordo.
Here we go. Katie from Disneyland News Today, our Disneyland reporter. Or she might be muted. We don't know.
Nope, she's here.
No, she's there. She's just low. And Jason Diffendahl, who's flying in the air.
Hey, I'm laying on the ground under Spaceship Earth in protest.
But it's behind you?
No, he.
I thought he was at the ground.
He's laying like face. So the phone. I'm gonna switch to me. The phone is like this, and he's
Yeah.
he's like that.
Yeah,
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
I thought he was
Yeah,
outside
exactly.
Time
So I can see the
Racers
phone.
in honor of our bracket.
Ooh. Let's start. What is the first matchup? It is the Western River Expedition versus Lilliputian Land.
Timer started.
Do we have concept art for these? Should we show
Sure.
people while we get started? Who wants to go first?
There is Western River Expedition.
There's
Why
Western
don't you
River.
give us like a
There's all we
20-second
have for Lily.
explanation?
And we really zoomed on it.
Yeah.
So you can get a great idea of what's going on.
Man, that looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I like that figure 8. That's a
that-
sweet
is that-
figure 8.
I love that
Is that
font.
the monorail
We've
track
already
over
lost
there?
30 seconds, by the way.
It's a 1 versus 16 blowout.
So Eric, why don't you lead us off then?
Yeah, it's a blowout. The 1 versus 16 matchup. There's no Cinderella in this. We're going chalk with Western River Expedition, in my
So
opinion.
Eric's got Western River. Nathan.
Western. For sure.
Nick.
Western River.
No one's even got an argument for this.
No.
Axel.
I mean, Mark Davis. How can you go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh.
I'm actually a big Lilliputian guy.
Get it? Big Lilliputian guy?
Well, I will tell you, my entire website is actually based on Gulliver's Travels, which, as you may know, is a book published in 1726 by an Irish clergyman, is a satire of relations between Britain and France.
Well, he switched my vote. I'm for Lilliputian.
That's a good argument.
No, I'm still for Western, of course.
So what are you picking?
But he wrote Gulliver's Travels specifically, he said, to vex the world rather than to divert it. And so I think they could build a very important land based on the differences between French and British politics and work in some of those little quirks between the two countries.
So this is why we added the timer this year.
45 seconds.
So what are you picking? Lilliputian land? Is that
Yeah,
right?
Lilliputian land.
All right, Phoenix.
I regret everything. Katie.
I mean, Western River Expedition really has like an owl as the narrator, so it's pretty obvious this is an owl. Like,
Just
we
because
all
there's an
want it.
owl. Hoot
Yeah.
Gibson. I almost said Goot Gibson.
That's Hoot Gibson.
There's Hoot Gibson, like
Yeah.
pretty.
End of story. There's an owl, Jessica.
For the Saloon Girls, Western River Expedition.
Oh, the
Way to set back women everywhere.
You got 8 seconds, Jason.
Jason Diffendahl, you got 7 seconds.
Well, 6. Well, I like Lilliputian Land because it's got
That's
the monorail,
it.
but I'm going to vote for Western River.
Jason's points are null and void. That's it. No, Jason, what do you want? Quick. We'll start with you next time.
Western River.
Western River. Don't worry, you get to talk about it next time. Western River, moving on. Next matchup.
Oh, add it, Refer B.
Come on! How else will we know? There's no digital board of any kind. Who could create such a thing?
Hold on a sec.
Oh,
There is. I have one.
all right. Next matchup, which is going to be Quest for the Unicorn versus Plectu's Fantastic Intergalactic Review. I think everyone knows how I feel about this. Hashtag Team Plectu. But Jason, why don't you start us off?
So I thought Plectu is probably my favorite character that ends with a vowel. So that's the one I'm.
We don't even know what he looks like.
We can imagine from the name.
Yeah, but his name ends with a vowel. I mean, there's just not that many of those types of people out there. There's Plectu and there's Yzma.
Is that why he voted for Sunny
Everyone's
Close?
everyone's taking this seriously. Jessica.
I gotta go with Plectu. I'm Team Plectu all the way.
Okay, Katie.
I agree. Anything alien based, like, gonna have my vote.
3 for Plectu. Nathan.
I actually think Quest of the Unicorn is kind of cool.
I knew there'd be some people. There's some Beastly Kingdom people. People love.
He's a
For
unicorn
those unaware,
guy.
this was the unicorn maze in
Yeah.
Beastly Kingdom. That's supposed to be
It
called.
weirdly reminds me of Paris and how in the castle underneath
You show
is
the
the
art if
dragon.
you want.
Yeah, I could maybe. Let's see if I can make that happen.
I thought that's what he's
So,
supposed to do. for all
there's
these.
Quest, and I just think it's really
There we
cool
go.
that there's a unicorn animatronic. I like these singular, sort of beautiful animatronics. I think it's kind of cool. So,
Okay.
and then of course here is Intergalactic Review.
Very cool.
Look at that.
Eric?
I think Plek 2's underseeded and could make a deep run. I'm going with Plek 2.
I don't know what's up against Western River if it wins.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Nick?
Oh, well, good thing he's not going up against Sunny Eclipse, but
They're like related.
yeah.
Yeah.
2 for sure.
Plek 2 Axel.
I'm not a fan of the maze, but I'm gonna go for the unicorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh? Oh,
You
God.
French and your mazes.
We left Josh too
That's
much
true.
time.
The people from Paris love their walkthroughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just received a text message that says, do any people actually know any of these hypothetical attractions?
If they don't, there are 4 posts on our website which were just put out. Are they up, Sean, for people? They're going up now. If you haven't seen them, they were posted this week. Actually, 30 to 40,000 people read each of these posts this week, so I think people are pretty familiar.
15 seconds, ladies and gentlemen.
I would save
Soft flex.
that money.
Thank you, Ad Thrive, through which all things are possible.
Not for long.
What are you picking? The clock is running out.
Quest for the Unicorn is...
What do you want?
Quest for the Unicorn.
Quest for the Unicorn. I'm going with hashtag Team Plek2. Plek2's fantastic intergalactic review. Theater in the round, carousel show with aliens playing music. I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call.
All right. On to the next matchup.
Wait, what?
Plek2's fantastic intergalactic review. You got to write the whole thing out.
No.
Next. What do we got?
Fantasy
Fantasia Gardens, a boat ride through Fantasia that would have been in Beastly Kingdom versus the Lost River Rapids, which would have been in Discovery Bay at Disneyland, where the dinosaurs would have been reused from the Primeval World diorama and attacked your boat.
I think it's sort of weird that it's reused animatronics. That's why it's not as interesting to me as.
I think it's a good concept, though. It's like it doesn't really make sense on the train. Here's a really cool idea for the dinosaurs. So Nathan, what are you going with? Then?
I think I'm gonna go Fantasia Gardens.
Okay.
It's really pretty, and it was Davis' work, right? Was that Mark Davis as well? I can't remember.
No, I don't think
can't
so.
remember.
It's much later.
I've
It's
seen so much-
98.
I've seen so
there's
much Mark Davis work
one
at
they
this
drew
point.
up early in like the 60s,
Okay,
50s, 60s.
yeah, I can't remember.
Claude Coates.
Claude Coates, thank
right.
you.
I think
Yeah.
I love the idea, and I don't think the golf course has actually done it yet. The mini golf doesn't rise to the
Doesn't
level.
quite do it.
Yeah, so I would
Should
love
build a boat ride through the golf course.
Why not?
Yeah. Eric?
Fantasia Gardens for me.
Okay, Nick?
As much as I love dinosaurs, Fantasia Gardens I think would have been a beautiful attraction. Yeah.
Axel?
Lost River. I mean,
Okay.
the Fantasia Gardens, I think too much of our storybook little boat ride at Disneyland
Le Père de
Paris.
Conte la Fille?
Yes, there you go. That's something that, then I'll go for.
Timer's out.
For the
Oh,
dinosaurs.
did we never
I
start
don't
it?
think we started it.
Never
We didn't
mind.
start it. It's fine. We
There's
got
a lot,
this.
I got a lot going on over here, people.
It's okay. Lost River, Josh?
How wet do you get on Lost River Rapids?
It's called Rapids, so probably pretty wet.
I'm not a big wet. I'm not a wet river guy. Fantasia Gardens is not wet.
Yeah.
Known as the
You're on a boat, though.
So Fantasia?
Don't rush me. There's no timer. Fantasia Gardens.
I'm going to go Fantasia Gardens as well. It's a lifelong favorite film of mine. I think it would have been beautiful. People at home, Jessica.
I'm going Fantasia Gardens just because like in the concept art, I would have loved to see like a little centaurette. It's one of my favorite characters, so it would have been a possibility with that attraction.
Katie? Katie just doing the what was the character from Home Improvement who peers over the fence? What was Wilson.
I'm gonna actually go with Lost River Rapids only because I love those dinosaurs, and to see them outside of that and actually being used and more guest interaction with them, I would love to see that. I love Fantasia, but everyone loves the Rapids. Why not?
Mr. Diffendahl.
As much as Fantasia Gardens is my favorite miniature golf course, I really like Rapids rides. So I'm going to pick the Lost River Rapids.
What's the score?
It's 30-15 Fantasia Gardens.
30-15 Fantasia Gardens.
Oh, by the way, we should let people know that they can call.
They can call. The phone lines are open. You got that number for them? There it is.
Alicia,
8327.
Alicia, brace yourself.
8327 WWNT7, 8327 WWNT7. Our phone lines are open. They're standing by in the other room. Actually, there's a bunch of people waiting on the phone because over 600 people have registered to play along. So we're ready to take those calls. All right, next matchup.
Oh.
All right, we got the Toontown Transit versus Dreams Come True with Cinderella. Of course, Toontown Transit was a bus simulator. I know it says trolley, but then we read the
it's
Kevin Rafferty's book. He finally clarified this, that it's a bus. It's Gus the Bus.
Gus the Bus.
And it would have been a simulator ride through Toontown. And Dreams Come True with Cinderella was an announced new Fantasyland meet and greet experience type show with Cinderella that never got built but was announced. So, Josh, what do you lose on?
I hate meet and greets. Toontown Trolley Simulator.
There you go, Axel.
I don't like simulators. I go with Cinderella.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm going to go with the Dreams Come True with Cinderella.
You're nuts.
Wow.
This was announced, and based on it in the trolley simulator, I don't think it would have worked. And if it did, it'd be overlaid already. Like, I just
don't disagree with that.
You can't.
I like Cartoon Spin. I think Cartoon Spin is the right thing. Cartoon Spin is the right thing.
Here's what I would say, though. There's this really great image where you can see Roger's imprint on the bus.
That would have been cool.
At some point, he would have hit the bus, and the imprint would have hit the bus.
But then Storm Rider did it, and the rocket goes through the roof.
Right. Yeah. Look, I will take anything that's Roger Rabbit.
I love Roger, but I think we got good Roger stuff.
Somewhere out there in the galaxy where Roger Rabbit and Dick Tracy are on like their 5th movies, and like there's 3 rides apiece, right?
And we hate all of the sequels.
Yeah, and Rocketeer Awakens was not great. So, you know, like that would be the thing. So
I think Enchanted Tales with Belle has one of the biggest wow moments
It's very cool.
in any Disney park, that mirror, and I think the dress transformation
I'm going
in
Toontown.
Cinderella would have been like that. So you're going, I'm to that, you're Toontown. Did you go?
Yeah,
You went,
Cinderella.
yeah. That's right.
You probably don't even get to meet Cinderella. It's probably like the Enchanted Tales. You watch the show, you
You
have
don't want
to
to
leave.
meet her. Corona. Don't know hugs.
Stop.
Oh my
Eric,
God.
go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the Toontown Trolley. It's a close game.
All right, Nick?
Toontown.
Yeah, definitely the Toontown Trolley.
Jason.
I've got to go with Toontown Trolley. Even though Gus doesn't end with a vowel, I still like Gus the Bus.
You know. Why did we always think it was a trolley? There's clearly a steering wheel there.
It's clearly a bus.
Right? Isn't that crazy? Everyone all these years
Look,
thought
there's
that.
a thing that talks in the front, like the dials, and it would talk to you
mean,
during
there
the
could be
simulation.
dials. How There would are you dials not in a want trolley.
Or do you want this garbage?
How dare you? Dreams are coming true.
Those
Katie's
are amazing.
Yeah, Katie.
I don't know. I don't like meet and greets. The only meet and greet I've ever liked is the Roger Rabbit one.
Yes.
So might as well just go with Roger Rabbit.
10 seconds. Is that
Jessica
everybody?
Rabbit.
Toontown
Go
Trolley.
ahead.
Like I don't know what Kate's gonna pick.
Yeah, if you didn't see the marathon and you didn't see me bid $40 on a Tamika, I should have it. Excuse me, Refer B. My vote is definitely for Toontown Trolley because
This is the dumbest show.
Huge
Okay.
Robert
So the
Rabbit
trolley
fan.
wins. What's the score?
35-10.
35-10.
35-10.
I just didn't want Cinderella going out without points. It's fine.
You're just weird. You just.
Speaking of weird, our next.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to show the art and have you talk about it and then start the timer.
That's fair. Yeah, let's do it.
So-
Just because people didn't read the story.
Right.
Fine. All right, so next matchup is the Museum of the Weird, as Walt Disney said in a television special.
Raleigh Crump.
And House of Illusions and whatever else he said before he got it right. Museum of the Weird. Raleigh Crump's concept, eventually a bunch of that ended up in the Haunted Mansion, but it was going to be its own thing at one point. And then for the World Showcase, the Spain Pavilion. Yeah. There you go. Put the timer on the clock. Let's start with the people at home. Jace.
So, Museum of the Weird, it may be one of the coolest looking concepts I've ever seen, but I don't think it would have made a good attraction. So, being that the Spain Pavilion would have been at Epcot, I'm going to vote for Spain.
I knew just because it's Epcot, Jason's got to fight for it, even though it doesn't exist. He's got to fight for
Spain
it.
would have been boring, bro. You got the Spain Pavilion
Yeah.
with Pepe and
No, they were gonna have.
Are you saying Haleo was the
They
Spain
were-
Pavilion?
It is.
They were going to have
I
a
mean,
running
it's
of the
really
bulls
good.
attraction in there.
If we would have had like
running of
croquettes
the
on
Bulls
a
attraction would
pillow
have
in
been the best.
Epcot, I would have signed up for that. So Jess, what are you taking then?
I'm a Raleigh Crump fan myself, so I also love walkthroughs. So Museum of the Weird is my pick.
Museum of the Weird, Katie.
Say Museum of the Weird too, just because Raleigh Crump and Spain would probably be very boring.
Apologies to all our viewers in Spain.
I'm like from Spain, and
You're not from Spain. Nathan,
my
not even close.
great-grandparents
Nathan,
are Spanish.
It's Crump. It's Crump. It's Crump. So yeah, Museum of the Weird for me.
Eric.
Museum of the Weird seems kind of like it doesn't fit, but Raleigh Crump, I trust his work.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it does. It seems like it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
But we have enough Europe in the World Showcase. Sorry,
you.
Spain. I'm going with Raleigh Crump.
Nick.
Yeah, I'd be hard pressed to vote for a pavilion in this tournament, and I really like the Museum of the Weird comic book. To see that turned into an attraction, I'll take that.
You know it was a concept
Yes, I
first.
know.
Okay,
Stop.
just making sure. Axel?
This was an easy one. I like walkthroughs, and I hate the Spanish. So we're going to go with walkthroughs. Have you ever been to Disneyland Paris? No. Nobody. No. You didn't understand. You don't feel my pain. You've never been to Disneyland Paris. Okay. We were worried about Josh.
All right.
Two things I can't stand. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Spanish. Josh, go ahead.
I didn't. That's a tough act to follow.
You've been out-joshed. Good luck.
Yeah. Wow. Museum of the Weird.
I'm going to very quickly say Museum of the Weird because I think it's the first unbuilt attraction. It may have been the first one ever publicized and then not built because it was on the TV special, but then it didn't happen. So,
Right there was
Museum of the Weird.
Lilliputian land.
Did anyone pick the other one? Oh, Jason picked Spain, right?
I did.
So what's the score?
Of course. 40-5.
40-5. All right, the next matchup, we have the Mount Fuji roller coaster, which would have been a roller coaster through Mount Fuji in the Japan Pavilion at Epcot. Seems realistic. And then we had, for the movie The Black Hole, kids look it up, it was going to be Disney's first shooter ride. Would have been at Disneyland, the Black Hole shooter ride. All right, let's start with Jessica. Why don't you start at home? Jessica, why don't you let us off?
It's just hard because if it's like based off of the movie, I do like the Black Hole movie, but I love the Japan Pavilion, and to have had that the Mount Fuji coaster be the first coaster at Epcot would have been pretty epic. So I would have my vote is for the Mount Fuji coaster.
Hope you like talking raccoons. Katie.
Yeah.
I go Black Hole Shooter just because I think that movie's amazing. I'd love to see it in the parks, even though probably the general public wouldn't understand it right now.
Oh,
I think it would be
first overlay.
Yeah. So I go with Black Hole Shooter.
Jason?
I really got to go with Mount Fuji. I think that would have made an amazing attraction in Japan.
Yeah. Nathan?
I am going to go Mount Fuji as well. We have seen this Black Hole shooter. It's just Buzz. I mean, it looks exactly the same.
Way worse, older technology.
If you think the maintenance is bad on Buzz, imagine if it was the Black Hole
Yeah,
shooter.
we've seen it, and it doesn't. It's not fun anymore anyway. And imagine, like, what's funny is it would have probably been like Black Hole, and then they would have put in like, I don't know, Dream Flight 2 or something.
Dream
like,
Flight 2?
you know, so who knows? But
Eric,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, can you imagine
Flight
how
West.
old that technology? I had a ghost gun when I was a kid, which was just a flashlight where like pop holes and ghosts. It'd be old technology. It wouldn't have lasted. I love The Black Hole. Great movie, but I got to go with Mount Fuji.
I didn't know we had so many Black Hole fans.
Yeah, are you kidding?
That's
The
great.
bad guy goes to hell at the end.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
wonderful.
cool movie.
Yeah.
People should watch it. Nick?
I adore the Black Hole, but no, I don't adore shooter rides. So Mount Fuji roller coaster.
Axel?
I'm not sure Disney would get away with Black Hole Shooter in a park. So let's go.
I did not think you were going to be the problem this year.
Let's go with the Fuji roller coaster.
Fuji. Josh?
Same.
Josh wants
I was
the
actually
Black
going to
Hole
say the
sun
exact same
shooter.
thing. So.
I'm picking Mount Fuji because it's a shame that the Japan Pavilion doesn't have an attraction. It should have an attraction. Mount Fuji roller coaster.
There we go.
First call in.
What is it, Nick?
I thought we were having her announce them.
No,
whatever.
no, something else happened.
Okay.
There was like a correct. Is that a correction? I thought we knew that.
That's not what we had. We had Saturday as last day.
Oh, Sunday's the last day for
Sunday's
Disney
the last
World.
day, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I assume we've run an update. It's fine. We'll move on.
Would you like me to read the? We got a call in.
We got a call in,
vote.
yeah.
We do have a vote for the Mount Fuji roller coaster.
Oh, already.
Yeah.
Didn't it win?
It did win.
But they're just making sure.
Making
Piling
sure.
them on.
Making
Put
sure.
no lock.
Okay.
44-5 is the score right now for that matchup.
All right, next matchup. We've got the Rhine River Cruise, which would have been a boat ride in the Germany pavilion at Epcot. In fact, they even left the space for
This
it.
art is so sexy.
A short boat ride. Okay, Nathan. A short boat ride through.
Look at that.
Yeah, and that's where that mural is behind the Summerfest. That's where you would have went in. Little boat ride. And then, oh boy, Pixie Hollow, which was also announced for New Fantasyland, which at one point included a Cheese the Mouse attraction that was basically Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, and as well some Pixie meet and greets, and then whatever the tree is. I don't know the name of the tree.
I think I've seen that tree. It's just an animal kingdom.
I know who I got to start with for this one because she's been yelling all week about it. Jessica, why don't you start us off?
Pixie Hollow all the way. Rhine River Cruise, it's like so boring. But Pixie Hollow has longevity, it has an impact. The thing is, I grew up in like the Pixie Hollow, like Michael Eisner generation, where like there were the books.
That
and
wasn't
the movies.
during Michael Eisner.
It was an Iger.
That was Iger.
That was Iger?
It was John Lasseter's big project, actually.
Oh,
that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Stop it. All of you are being
Anyway.
so bad. So Pixie Hollow?
Pixie Hollow, yeah. I mean, like the Pixie like cast is very diverse, and then you have all these like green spaces, and then hello, like mouse. This like little Cheese the Mouse. It's a mouse called Cheese, and you get to like ride with him.
Yep.
Anyway.
Minute
I
45.
think
You're
it
not
would have been
selling
really
it.
cool.
All right. We got it. Pixie Hollow. Katie.
You guys don't let me sell it. Whatever.
It's only 2.5 minutes. Katie.
I go Rhine River Cruise. Not because I have anything against Pixie Hollow. I just really don't like New Fantasyland. I probably wouldn't go there a lot. I'd rather be in Germany.
Jason.
Pixie Hollow's stupid. It already existed at Disneyland. I mean, they put it in at Disneyland, and it was stupid.
No, they would have been.
Well, because they didn't.
Plus,
They didn't do it right.
That was Eisner era.
It's pretty bad.
Oh, man.
Anyway, Rhine River cruises at Epcot, so I'm voting for Rhine River.
All right, quick, guys. Nathan.
Well, you know, she was just mentioning the diversity of the cast of the Tinkerbell characters. What's more diverse than Germans? Ryan
Yeah, we
River
haven't
Cruise.
offended them yet.
Yeah, working on it. No, I look at that mural and I'm just like, all that space. I want it to still happen. Like I still do.
Yeah.
So Ryan.
Eric.
Mexico, boat ride. Norway, boat ride. Skip China, boat ride in Germany. It doesn't make any sense, but I think it's beautiful, and it's way better than Pixie Hollow.
Boat
And
rides.
if they let me take a beer, I'm in.
Boat
German
ride.
Rhine River.
There is nothing more charming than a boat ride in the World Showcase. So
Oh, I
Rhine
thought he
River
was going to go
Cruise.
Pixie Hollow.
No.
Right, same.
There's nothing more charming than
Axel.
Pixies.
If there's one thing
There's
that I
nothing
love,
more
it's the Germans.
Nice
and I want a
save.
boat ride.
Josh.
I had a terrible experience at Pixie Hollow when it was at the Skipper Canteen area.
Yeah, the temporary one. Yeah.
Very quickly, there's a purple fairy. She is mean.
I'm going to ask more about this later. I'm picking Pixie Hollow because I
didn't get
couldn't
enough meet and greets
believe
with Cinderella.
the amount of Instagram comments we had from people who were like, I wish there was a Pixie Hollow. So I'm going to be the voice of the voiceless tonight and represent them and give this some points.
What's the score then?
Thank
You
you.
can meet
They
Tinkerbell.
can't call in unless they pre-register.
You can meet
I don't want to meet
as it
Tinkerbell. I
is.
want to meet the other ones.
The purple one is mean.
I'm gonna move on.
35-10 Rhine River Cruise.
Tom, we have a quick announcement about just an update from the call center.
Yeah.
You have to have registered to vote. If
Yeah.
you've not registered, then don't call in.
Yeah.
Because the registration is what makes it all work out.
I don't think registration's still open, right? It's closed.
Yeah. It is closed.
So
It's not.
If
It closed
if you didn't
last night.
register,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not able to join this year.
Right.
So if you've already registered, phone lines are
Pay
open.
attention next
They're
year.
open right here. So call now.
Let's go to the. Well, we can talk about this in a moment. We have one more matchup. It is the Atlantis Expedition versus the Test Track Junior Autopia. The Atlantis Expedition would have been an update of the submarine voyage at Disneyland, also replacing the Autopia. So a submarine ride through Atlantis, and the monorail would have went through it, and the submarines would have had claws where you can grab stuff off the floor of the water. Wow. The Test Track Junior Autopia would have been a tiny little, a tiny little car ride outside of Test Track for people not tall enough to go on the Test Track ride.
Is that inside Lilliputian land?
No. Learn to say it. All right, Josh. Atlantis Expedition or Test Track Junior Autopia?
Well, as you know, and this is true, I am terrified of being submerged. And I think it would be really nice if the kids who weren't tall enough for Test Track could have an alternate ride like right there where they would just love it. So you don't have to tell the kid no, they can go to their own little version of it. I think that would be pretty cute. And it would increase capacity there, which is definitely needed in these trying wall times.
I'm going with Atlantis Expedition because that just looks cool. That's some cool art. And I want to grab stuff off the ocean floor. Axel. Atlantis.
No doubt.
Okay.
Test Track Senior sucks, so let's go with the Atlantis
Against its son.
I'm a sucker for an underwater ride. I got to go with the Atlantis Expedition.
Yeah, are you kidding? Atlantis. I wish that movie had done better because it would have been amazing to see stuff. And we know we can see 20,000 Leagues-esque stuff in Tokyo, and we know it would be amazing to see Atlantis stuff here if it had been a big deal. And yeah, Atlantis for sure.
Jason.
As much as I think Atlantis would have been a cool ride, Test Track Junior would have been placed at Epcot, so I'm voting for Test Track Junior.
God damn you. Katie.
I say Atlantis Expedition because I love the subs and it's interactive, and I kind of have a soft spot for Atlantis, even though it's a bad movie. But
Jess.
Atlantis.
I'm going Atlantis because it's a great movie. It's, if not one of the best movies, it was just set up to fail because of like animation corals, but it was actually a really good movie, and it should have gotten an attraction.
Okay. Look at that. We have 45 seconds to spare. We're good. Atlantis Expedition. All right. That's the end of the Westcott bracket. Colleen, do you have score updates for us? What are we at? What are the scores currently?
They're what you voted for.
You recap it.
Good job, Rubber Bee.
The Western River Expedition. What up? The Plexu thing.
Oh my God! Someone else.
I'm doing
You
it.
want me to do this?
Read the results.
Hold on. Okay.
Lilliputian land.
Western River Expedition, Plectu's Fantastic Intergalactic Review, Fantasia Gardens, Toontown Transit
But you got to give the
Simulator.
scores.
Oh.
She has the score.
Who has the scores?
Jason probably does. So you
I have
say
the
the winner,
scores.
I'll say the score.
Jason.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Is that how we're gonna do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Start at the top. Go for it.
Western River Expedition.
40-5.
Plectu's Intergalactic Review,
30-15.
Fantasia Gardens,
30-15.
Toontown Transit Simulator,
35-10.
Museum of the Weird,
40-5.
Mount Fuji Roller Coaster,
44-5.
What?
Yeah, how's that for you?
Call in. You got to call in. Voter.
Somebody called
Oh,
in.
calls in, yeah.
Oh, 44 to 5. It's like, what?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
The Rhine River Cruise,
35-10.
Atlantis Expedition,
35-10.
Cool.
So our closest game has been a 30-15.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a bit of a blowout this round.
It's round one, man.
There you go.
We
All
not
right.
that we would know this year. With
People have a few moments to call in. In the meantime, Nick, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's head on over.
Walt Disney presents
All right, in the story, flaunt your favorite Disney princess with your D-Tech smartphone cases. Little Mermaid VHS artist wrote in, Princesses being impaled by phallic castles in 3D is my best work since that one VHS cover.
I don't think we published that one.
How about the article, first pair of repainted turrets complete on Cinderella Castle at Magic Kingdom? Pablo wrote, it looks like a fairy tale IHOP. The unsinkable Mangala Millie wrote, gross, it's starting to look like Excalibur in Las Vegas. Does this mean we can replace Mickey's Friendship Fair with Thunder from Down Under? Now that would be a castle show. Walt wrote in, the light gray color scheme that's been there for decades was designed to make the castle appear far away, which would increase the fairy tale feeling. I'm afraid this new color scheme will make the landmark gem look like a brothel. Bill wrote in, that explains why all the parking lots on OBT are painted rose gold. Oh, look at that short. I love it. Next story. New AP Magic Perks program for annual pass holders launches at Disneyland Resort. Bill wrote, must be nice. The only thing Disney gives us Florida pass holders are underwhelming attractions and type 2 diabetes.
And one more thing after tonight.
I'm going to skip this one.
I'd have
to skip all
There's
of
only
these.
4
Should
of
I
you
read
left
these?
who haven't said
I
something
guess I'll read
offensive
these.
tonight.
I'm going to read
We're
these.
working on it.
Disneyland Paris cast member tests positive for coronavirus.
Oh, no.
Sakura Blue wrote in,
Oh, no.
have you ever been to Euro Disney? That's definitely not the only thing those cast members would test positive for.
Oh.
Yeah. State of emergency declared for Florida in response to coronavirus. Dr. Bunsen Honeyboo. Honey.
Honey.
Dr. Hudson. I don't want to know what you call him at home.
Anyway, he wrote in, welcome to Muppet Labs, where tomorrow's cures are being made today. I've injected my assistant Beaker, oh boy, with the coronavirus, then sent him out to get all the various supplies we'll need. Oh God, what have I done?
Wow.
Bunsen Honeydew would not
This
swear.
was much better segment a few hours ago.
Walt Disney World issues statement on complimentary bread.
No.
Tom Breadless wrote in, we've stared into the face of Chapek and Chapek blinked first. You'd think that would make us feel brave or invincible. It didn't.
It's a great comment.
Oh, boy. Oh, gosh.
Oh. What do you
I don't know. I can wait.
I mean, hour 2 started 21 minutes ago. But.
Runaway Railway Review article. Mike L. wrote in, Corliss would prefer the additional destruction of Central Florida habitat and wildlife loss for new attractions. I don't know. MMRRRRR. Once again, Corliss shows off his incompetence and unscrupulous reporting in an effort to get clicked. His opinion means nothing. In fact, this whole site is the least respected on the internet, unless you live for 50 pictures of food. Wonder why they never get invited to media events?
No.
I wonder how I afford an office.
No.
Not after this week.
Well, yeah, it's another story.
Too soon, Nathan.
Brian wrote in, I honestly think you are not the right person to review screen-based rides because you just don't like that format.
Yeah, because it's cheap garbage.
You should consider having a show where several people offer their input.
Wow.
Put your sweater on.
All right, so Tom, remember I said I had a little something different for this segment this week?
Oh, that wasn't what you just did?
So, Tom, remember Tom quit Twitter a while back, right?
Oh, God.
And I said, Tom, well, now you're taking up all your free time by responding to poor people in your comment section, which you never did before you quit Twitter. And Tom was like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Here we go. Tom Corliss responses in the past week. Tom Corliss, I'm bashing. Calling a ride okay is bashing now as fan community gets emotionally softer. Disney, because I hold them to a quality standard. I don't believe the people who come will think this is great. Tom Corliss wrote, you should probably find something productive to do with your time. Tom Corliss replied, yes, you are here.
That was the guy who said this review is your opinion means nothing. Who took
Tom
the time
Corliss
to read it.
replied, opinions are opinions. None of them are right. Tom Corliss also replied, "It will be sad. It will be sadly the same everywhere." Tom quoted, "Give this 5 years and it'll look just as old and dilapidated given current maintenance. LOL." Tom Corliss replied for Deanna, "None of this sounds like the real experience, but I'm glad you enjoyed it."
You read that in a tone that very much wasn't mine.
Tom replied to Mike L., "This is the spittiest spin I've ever heard on anything I've ever said, LOL." Let's see.
That was the guy saying I hated Florida wildlife. It was that guy.
Let's see, one more. Tom also replied, "Anyone who might have a Twitter account that should probably get him fired from the Walt Disney Company." I don't know.
It would have been helpful if you read like what their response is.
It would have been, but it's funny just to read the response. So that's Tom arguing with people on his own comments this past week. That's like
Yay!
Sorry, I wasn't prepared for the end of the segment. I'm sorry. I should have warned you.
Good, we weren't like behind on time or anything. All right, do we have any calls while we were in the middle of that? Do we have any score updates of any kind?
No score changes.
No, all right, then we're on to the Night Kingdom bracket. Let's get going.
Moving on. Okay.
No, we're going. All right, it is the Mary Poppins Dark Ride versus the this is going to be offensive. This versus the Arab Nations Pavilion. God help me. All right, so the Mary Poppins ride, as you might imagine, was a ride with Mary Poppins.
That's all.
That would have been either that's the Epcot version. Would have been either at Disneyland or Epcot. Tony Baxter really wanted it. You're on a carousel horse and you go through scenes. It's very cool. The Arab Nation pavilions would have included a magic carpet ride, like through the past and present of these countries. There you go. And it would have restaurants and all sorts of fun things. All right, Nathan, why don't you start us off now?
This is a tough one, and it's hard because I feel like I want to act like, oh, well, I'm getting something Mary Poppins now, but I have to act like that isn't a concern. Like, what if when these were made?
Yeah. These would have been good.
Yeah.
And rides.
Yeah, and I trust Tony Baxter, so I would say I would go with Mary Poppins.
Okay, Eric?
I'm not a fan of regions being included in the World Showcase. I prefer to keep it to countries. So
you're
that'll
gonna
be a
love
recurring theme.
Equatorial Africa.
I'm going to go with what's that?
Yeah.
We're not there yet. Calm down.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll get there. Mary Poppins.
Nick.
Mary Poppins.
Axel.
I'm afraid of Arabs. Mary Poppins.
Josh.
Mary Poppins.
Oh my god.
I'm going Mary Poppins. Jessica.
I'm going Mary Poppins. If you have a chance to look at the video that's embedded in the post with this attraction or never before built attraction, you should really watch it because hearing Tony Baxter gush about his creation and how he came about making it is amazing.
Yeah, Tony never does that. Katie.
Mary Poppins. The concept art for that attraction is beautiful. I'd love to see it in action. Hopefully we get something close to it, but who knows?
Jace.
That face.
The face of 2020.
Yeah.
I like how Jason's like a screen has moved a little bit, so you can see it's peeking behind. on his on our
man.
left.
On the corner.
Jason, go ahead.
The man behind the curtain.
You're muted.
Not muted on my end.
I don't think I'm muted anymore. There. Screw you, Nathan. Which one of these is in Epcot?
Technically both.
Oh.
That art we just showed was the Epcot version. It's in the United Kingdom Pavilion.
Wait, I thought that's coming like next year.
No, that's going to be like a spinner with the screen. This is like a dark ride.
I'm not
Think
voting
of the
for a
timeline
spinner.
we're in.
This isn't the spinner. This is the dark ride.
I'm voting for the pavilion.
Oh my God. That's it. All right, Mary Poppins wins. Next matchup.
Wait. I think. Wait, where's Nick's? Nick, we need your sound.
Oh boy.
What?
We got a call in. Someone's joining with me to vote for the Arab Nations Pavilion. So Mary Poppins still wins, but it's 40-7.
7?
Yeah, 7.
That'll really, yeah. Only 50 more of you need to call in to save the Arab Nations Pavilion. Next up, Road Trip USA, goofy about road trips, or the 1980s Space Pavilion. Goofy about road trips was a ride meant for Disney California Adventure back when it was Car Land, not Cars Land, although there was stuff from the movie Cars involved. Would have been a little like Autopia ride through like roadside attractions. And then, well, you have this giant theater-based pavilion with a massive projection screen, and it would have been like you were all in a space station floating through space. Jason, why don't you start us off?
I've got to go with the Space Pavilion because that would have been classic 1980s Epcot, which is where I want to go when I die.
Jessica.
I'm serious. Why are you laughing at that?
I respect that. That's where I want to die.
Let's all keep talking about death. It's good timing.
I didn't hear the intro. Is this a Goofy road trip?
Yes, they were. It was both one and the same. It had a Goofy overlay at one point. Road Trip USA or Goofy about Road Trip.
Was Goofy about Road Trip around the same time as the Goofy movie, or?
No, this is like after 2001.
Okay.
This is second phase DCA.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's hard. I love Goofy. I would still go with the space station just because, much like what Jason said, I love that space aesthetic.
Yeah.
And I don't really get how it would work. I kept looking at it last night, and I was like, how?
It was like a rotating room, but the projection's outside. It's wacky.
Yeah.
Katie.
It's like Space 220.
Yeah, this
one of
was
these.
difficult.
One of these almost got built. Never gonna open now.
I love DCA history. Anything, so I think it's interesting. I think the road trip would be a fun addition to the park, but we have cars now. I think the 80s Space Pavilion would be interesting. I think it's an interesting concept, something that we've never seen in the parks before, so I'm going with 80s Space Pavilion.
Okay, Nathan.
I am going to also go 80s Space Pavilion. I would have loved to seen that. You can see they have rotating rooms in some European amusement parks that you sit in and then like.
Oh, it's not that.
No, but like I love this idea of big things sort of moving about.
Fun fact: there was almost one of those.
It's like
on
the
this list,
Houdini attraction at Six Flags.
Yeah, Disney almost built one of those in the boat at Disney Sea, the Columbia.
Oh, okay.
They almost built. It was called like the Columbia Hall of Nautical Marvels or something. They almost made this. Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, 80s Space Pavilion for me.
Eric.
Hey, a few weeks ago we learned you can never have too many space attractions, so that takes space.
Yeah, 80s Space Pavilion would have been amazing as a kid going to Epcot. So definitely.
Axel?
I had a recent encounter with Goofy on a train, so I don't want him in a car, so I'm going to go with the Space Pavilion.
We made it. Josh, quick.
Space.
Goofy about road trips. I love trashy DCA stuff. I love it, and this deserves a vote for just being so wacky. All right. So what's the Space
This is a
Pavilion?
9-8 upset, 40-5.
Yeah.
It's a blowout by the 9 seed.
Okay.
So space?
Yes.
I'm not paying attention.
You're a terrible referee.
I'm a bee.
Go have some coffee.
Go back to the Mickey flat. Go back to that bit. Next matchup, the Equatorial Africa Pavilion, which would have been at Epcot Center, or the UK Enchanted Forest, also at Epcot, which would have been a walkthrough experience with mazes and topiaries and a carousel and all sorts of stuff themed to Robin Hood, Alice in Wonderland, Mary Poppins, Winnie the Pooh. All these UK stories would have been represented in this big walkthrough space. So, Josh, where do you start us off?
I would like to see Africa represented better in the World Showcase, but we got a lot of that at Animal Kingdom with Harambe and whatnot, even if that's not the real thing. So I'd go with the UK Enchanted Forest. Sounds like quite a project. Like that would expand that pavilion quite a bit, so I'd go with that one.
I'm going to go Enchanted Forest also because I think what they're trying to do now is make Epcot and World Showcase specifically more kid and IP friendly. And I think this is actually one where it makes sense. These are stories based out of that country. And it's a lot of beloved franchises. I think that'd be a really cute expansion. A lot of green space. Just sounds cool.
Actually, I have too many friends based in the UK. I'm going to go for the UK Enchanted Forest.
There you go. Nick.
I don't think I would have liked either one of these, but I'm going to go away from voting on Pavilion, so I'm going to say the UK Enchanted Forest.
Eric.
If you follow March Madness, there's almost always a 12 upset over a 5. This is it for me. The Enchanted Forest.
Wow.
The Equatorial Africa just violates my don't just lump a bunch of countries together rule for a pavilion.
Okay. It did look cool, though, if you look at that art we
Yeah.
have in the post.
It looks so cool.
You know what? I love Robin Hood, and I wish there was way more Robin Hood in the park.
Yeah.
That said, I've always wished I would have been able to see Haley's idea. The author of Roots is, Haley's
Working
idea.
with Imagineers, right?
Right.
I mean, that
what
would have
he
been
would have
something
actually
interesting.
done, because what we have is garbage.
Yeah.
And
We have what, in Africa?
In
Well, it's the refreshment
I know,
outpost.
it's nothing.
It's like a
It's
drum.
Coke
and like,
kiosk.
yeah,
It's almost
kiosk.
offensive.
And they
So-
removed Andrew Mutiso, so I mean, it's just
yeah,
terrible.
so for me, I actually want to go Africa because I would love to see what that would have been, especially for like early Epcot, to see what they would have done.
Sure. Katie?
I'm going with the Enchanted Forest just because I think it'd be interesting to see classic characters brought into that pavilion in a classy way. So yeah.
So much,
Not that
so much shade. Jessica.
Not that ratchet minute.
No.
Now they just project the characters onto the plain walls in the back.
They decal
Right.
them.
Jessica.
I'd never actually fully read into Equatorial Africa, and once I did, I mean, Nathan actually stole a lot of my thoughts on it. The whole like having Alex Haley interact with the Imagineers to create something, and the concept art looks really cool too. I don't think Africa has done justice either in Epcot or even in Disney's Animal Kingdom because
What are you
it all
picking?
gets so
Africa?
fractionated. Africa.
Africa. Jason, real quick.
I'm picking Africa because it's at Epcot.
So that's the Enchanted Forest wins, but not by much, right?
Yeah, it is
30 to
30 to
15.
15.
30 to 15, okay.
Call in, people.
That's still going to be hard to change, but yeah, go ahead.
Here's the number.
They're saving their votes.
All right, let's go to the next one. We've got the Excavator, which was going to be a roller coaster in Dinoland USA using an abandoned mine car that they used at the site. And there would have been encounters with dinosaurs and like all sorts of weird metal creatures and weird things. And then another roller coaster is planned. The Rainforest Rooftop Roller Coaster would have been outside the Land Pavilion and would have been a kid coaster through gardens outside of the pavilion. So, Jason, why don't you start us off?
There's too many like gardens and forests and this green stuff. What's wrong with like just a bunch of pavement and no shade? Really? So I'm gonna.
I
go
feel
with
like
the
I'm in the
Excavator.
room where they're talking about planning Toy Story Land. I feel like I'm in there right now. Jason, what are you picking?
Excavator.
Oh, not Epcot. He went against the Epcot.
That's weird.
That's amazing. Jessica, go ahead.
Oh, this one's hard. Excavator, I love the backstory with the Dino Land and everything, with the Dino Institute and everything, but Rainforest Coaster sounds really cool, and it sounds like the Pterodon like flyers, and I would have loved that. for the
Yeah, it's a
land.
kid's ride. You wouldn't be able to go on it.
Oh, I can go on it.
She's the
Well,
right height.
actually,
She
you
can.
might, yeah. That's true. I wouldn't. That's why I didn't pick it.
She's goblin height. Katie, go ahead.
I'm going with the Excavator. I think it would bring a more well-rounded space together, bring Dinoland together. And once again, I love any Dino AAs. I think are incredible. So,
Nathan.
I'm going to go Excavator because I think it's such a weird concept. It's metal dinosaur things. with
Yeah, you would have
dinosaurs.
encountered like some contraption.
It's not even
that looked
actual
like a dinosaur.
dinosaurs.
No,
Yeah.
no, it was like a
No.
contraption that looked like a dinosaur. It was some like digging machine.
Yeah, I think it's super weird, but it's also at least like a ride I can ride.
I think looking at the art, I think it was Raging Spirits / Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril. I think it's that coaster.
I think it's very possible.
Yeah.
I'll go
Oh
with
wait, I'm gonna change my vote then.
Yeah, you didn't know that, but I looked at the art and it's a three-car train. It looks just like it.
It would be really cool if
That's
Disney came up
terrible.
with a roller coaster that was mine carts. So I got to go with the Excavator.
What are you picking?
Excavator. I think it looks awesome.
Sorry. Nick.
Yeah, Excavator as well. Dinosaurs roll.
Yeah. Axel.
Yeah, I would love to do the Excavator. Seasonal.
Excavator. Josh.
The Excavator looked bizarre to me, so I'm going with the Rainforest roller coaster. More things to do for kids at Epcot is a good thing too.
Because the Excavator looks like Temple of Peril and Raging Spirits, which I think are both tremendous pieces of trash. I'm going to go with the rainforest coaster. I think it would have been cute. Like, I just think about little scenes like going through a rainforest on like maybe some sort of rainforest creature the train would have looked like. I don't know. It would have
Something
been
we
cute.
could ride together.
Yeah,
That'd
would be
nice.
fun. All right.
I'm going to officially change my vote.
Are you changing your vote?
Because Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril is total garbage.
It's all right. You're here now.
Yeah. All right.
But they're all closed. So
I'm changing it. Excavator still wins, but it's 25 to 20, which means that's
Oh,
an
so this
easy
can
one.
actually
Ooh, a buzzer beater.
be turned over. All right, next up, the Mel Brooks golf cart ride, which would have been at Disney's Hollywood Studios instead of the Tower of Terror. This would have been a comical, dark ride through sets of a Mel Brooks movie that was quote-unquote in production. Or the infamous Rock Candy Mountain, which would have been built along the Casey Jr. Circus train and Storybook Land at Disneyland. It's just a big, fake candy mountain. That's what it is. Josh.
Walt Disney said Rock Candy Mountain was so ugly that he could not imagine it being in his theme park. So it seems like he'd be a very stupid person to... Although Big Rock Candy Mountain is one of my favorite songs. So that's tough. I don't know if you have...
Start the clock.
Any Oh Brother,
Oh,
Where
yeah,
Art
sorry.
Thou fans, but...
Who's saying that?
It's in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou. But anyway, you
yeah.
gotta go with the golf cart ride. Maybe you could work Bill Murray in there, sort of a crossover sort of thing. Isn't he in that golf movie?
Yeah.
He plays golf in Space Jam.
Caddyshack?
Oh, and Caddyshack.
Yeah, Caddyshack. So a crossover.
I like that you brought up Space
I
Jam,
know, yeah.
not Caddyshack.
Professor.
Space Jam.
That golf movie, Space Jam.
I love Mel Brooks. I grew up watching those movies. I think I talked about this at lunch last night, so I won't bore people. Mel Brooks golf cart ride.
Golf cart ride. I'll be
Yeah.
hard pressed to vote against saying Mel Brooks attraction, so Mel Brooks.
I love Mel Brooks. I think it's kind of an idea that doesn't really fit with Disney, but over the Rock Candy Mountain, I got to go with Mel Brooks.
I'm going Rock Candy Mountain because Mel Brooks at this point, they've been overlaid like 10 years ago. I love Mel Brooks movies. Love Mel Brooks movies. We'll talk about a Mel Brooks property that I'm far more excited about later on. But if it's just I'm Mel Brooks, this sounds like Superstar Limo.
Here, kids, here's Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Wouldn't go over real well.
Almost sounds like well, it's not even that. I just don't. I think people
The
know his
sheriff.
movies,
Never mind.
but I don't think an 80-year-old man is going to sell a ride continually for.
I want
decades,
Spaceballs the ride. That's the one that
Of
would
course,
work.
of course. But I'm going to go Rock Candy
Katie.
Mountain.
I want Spaceballs.
I don't know. I think Mel Brooks is pretty charming. I would go with him. I don't think I'd get sick of him.
In your face, film.
And I love silly.
Again,
I
I love Mel Brooks. I just don't think he's a ride. That's all I'm saying. By himself. His
I
property.
agree that a human being is not a ride.
You should not.
Katie, what are you
He's
going with?
very
Mel
old.
Brooks?
There's an OBT.
I'm going with Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Jess?
Nathan hates Mel Brooks. So
I do not hate Mel Brooks.
You do. You do.
We hate
Mel
Spaniards
Brooks'
and Mel
movies are the
Brooks.
only movies I can cite from start to finish. So Mel Brooks all the way.
Release one serotonin watching a Mel Brooks movie. Jason, go ahead.
I don't know who would vote for a big cardboard mountain when you
Vanellope.
could vote for a ride of any sort. So I'm voting for the golf cart ride. As bad as it might be, according to Nathan, it's still better than a big cardboard mountain.
Nathan, the Mel Brooks hater.
Let me put it like this. Mel Brooks, no overlay possible. There's a Wreck-It Ralph overlay for that Candy Mountain.
That's it. Mel Brooks golf cart ride. Next, Bald Mountain, which would have been a villain's boat ride through a mountain where villains were trying to compete to be the best villain. And it would have been in the Magic Kingdom in Fantasyland. Or a very classic concept, the Rainbow Road to Oz. A number of famed Imagineers, including Mark Davis, worked on this at various points. Walt Disney was trying to make a Oz movie, but he also wanted to make a Rainbow Road to Oz attraction for Disneyland, a dark ride, most likely. Josh, what do you like?
Bald Mountain.
Bald Mountain. I'm also going Bald Mountain. Disney should stay away from Oz. Axel.
I think Bald Mountain sounds offensive. So I'm gonna go.
No, Axel's worried about
I'm
being
gonna go
offensive.
with the
He's worried.
Rainbow Road to Oz.
Rainbow Road to Oz. Nick.
Not really impressed with either of these, but I think I'll have to side with Bald Mountain over Oz.
I grew up in Kansas. I can't take any more Wizard of Oz stuff. I'm going with Bald Mountain.
Well, I'm already going to be able to ride Rainbow Road coming up here at the Mario Kart ride in Universal.
Ooh.
So I'll go Bald Mountain as well.
Jess.
I'm going Bald Mountain.
Katie.
Yeah, Bald Mountain. It gives me like Cinderella Castle mystery vibes. I think that'd be cool to have in the parks here.
The mystery tour. Jason.
Which one of these was going to be at Epcot?
Neither. Are you going to abstain?
He fixed his curtain, by the way, just so we're all clear. You can tell.
I might.
It's very smooth back there.
I guess I'm going to go with Axel. Bald Mountain is offensive. It's not quite as offensive to me as it is to Axel, but it's real close. About a quarter-inch difference.
Why is it called that?
So I'm going with Rainbow Road.
Bald Mountain is where Chernobog lives.
Oh.
It's night on Bald Mountain.
That is.
We know what
That
the
is
soundtrack would
offensive.
be.
I'm also switching my
Yeah, I
vote.
don't think that name would have stuck. I think they would have switched the name before it opened, but I think the right.
Chernobog's Wild Adventure.
So you changed your vote? Is that real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
What's
this
the
hair
score?
is like I comb over this part over to here and this part up to here. It's a whole thing.
What's the score then?
So it's 30 to 15, Bald Mountain.
30 to
wins.
15, Bald Mountain. Suck it, bald guys. All right, next we got the Space Jetpack Ride, which would have been in the 1990 Space Pavilion at Epcot, sponsored by Delta. It's a weird. We're not showing art anymore.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Don't worry. We're getting there.
Weird single-seat spacewalk thing you would have been in. Yeah, kind of fun looking. And then the Herbie the Love Bug Dark Ride, where you would have been in Herbie and at one point it was split in half. You go over the Golden Gate Bridge riding like the supports. All sorts of fun stuff with Herbie at Disneyland in a dark ride. Jason, why don't you start us off?
I think the Herbie ride looks too much like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, where the cars like split apart. That probably would have been dumb. So I'm gonna go with Space Jetpacks. It reminds me of the Rocketeer.
Jess. You're muted.
She's
I was
abstaining.
muted.
Oh.
No, Space Jetpack, because I don't know, like I love the concept of being like, and then it's like the rail with, and you just zoom around.
Katie.
I say the Herbie ride. I love that movie. I think it'd be fun. I know we have a lot of attractions in cars now, but
Yeah. Nathan?
Oh, Herbie for sure. You get a split. I love Herbie. I wish there was more Herbie in the parks, period. Really into it. I would have loved a Herbie ride.
That's still irrelevant, and Mel Brooks isn't.
Lindsay Lohan.
Hey, you know what? Herbie's had a movie a lot sooner than Mel Brooks has had. So, no, and I think Herbie, I smell the Disney Plus series before you know it. But, no, Herbie for sure. I think that would have been charming. A little Mr. Toad, like, vibe plus Herbie. It would have been great.
I think Nathan kind of brought me around on that one. You know, as much as I like a jetpack ride, I'll go with Herbie.
Nick.
I don't know if either of these would have worked as well as the concept art makes them out to look.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to go with Jetpack. There's not even close.
Axel?
The last time I saw Herbie split was during Motors Action Stunt Show in Disneyland Paris.
Yep.
And that's why I love it, and I'm going to go with Herbie.
Oh, come on. Josh?
Like Herbie looked nuts. The car comes apart. It goes back
He
together.
goes bananas, literally.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
And the space jetpack ride looked like the capacity was about 3. So, like just moving like slowly. Like you know how slowly they move in space? Just sort of. Like how is this a ride?
I'm going to go. What did you pick?
Wait. What was his
like
vote?
I don't know.
Herbie.
Oh, he picked Herbie.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Herbie, too. I think this is cute. I think
this is
it
a
would have been
close
a
game.
cute little ride. It'd be gone already, but I think it would have been really cute.
Yeah, it's been charming. I don't know. Mr. Toad's still hanging out.
So what's the score on this?
In
30
some
to 15.
parks.
Yeah.
What was it?
30 to 15.
For
Herbie
Herbie?
wins.
Yeah.
That's an upset.
Yeah.
Way to go, Herb.
Yeah, it is. Nick,
All right.
Nick, I need you to play your sound.
Oh, God.
All right, this isn't technically a call-in, but we have a live chat donation on YouTube from Noah Anderson, so he needs a shout-out. He wants us to ask next week, why does Nathan hate Mel Brooks? That's going to be the theme of the show next week.
Thank you very much.
I would have to say it's not great that I was advocating for Germans, and then I said I didn't like Mel Brooks. It seems like a bad night for me.
Oh boy, next matchup.
Actually, I think I'm seeing some call-ins here, Jason. Right on the.
Yeah, there is another one. Yep.
The Rainforest roller coaster, right? That's a new one. Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's a new call-in.
It was 25 to 22. The excavator. Someone called in, voted for Rainforest roller coaster. So that brings it to 25. Or it was 25 to 20.
Now 25 to 22. So 2 more calls could swing that.
So don't do anything.
That's the closest game of
No,
the night.
Not yet.
The referee doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I cannot math.
All right, final matchup of the Night Kingdom bracket, and fittingly, the Dragon Tower, which would have been in Beastly Kingdom, a roller coaster where you were recruited by bats to help steal the gold from a dragon. The thing.
Yeah.
Versus the Land Hedge Maze, which would have been a hedge maze opposite that Rainforest roller coaster, where you can go get lost and go through a maze.
Did you say last bracket?
It's the last match of the Night Kingdom.
Good. I was like, you're crazy.
Yeah, no. I know, it's only 10:40.
It's the last match of the night because I'm going to bed.
Same.
Jason's closed. All right, so Dragon Tower. Jason, why don't you start us off before you fall asleep?
The Land Hedge Maze is the only one of these two that's supposed to be in Epcot, so that's clearly.
gotta
Even if I
make
go
an
to bed,
exception,
you
This is
can
why I
figure
went
out
from
what I would
7
vote for now.
panelists to 9, because these two, Jason and Josh, I just needed a buffer zone on the 2 of them. So
A buffer
anyway,
zone.
Katie, go ahead.
There you go. The land.
I say Land Hedge Maze.
Wow.
I love it over there. It'd be fun. I would spend so much time over there.
You're getting one, kinda. Moana's
Kinda,
basically
but
a,
I don't know.
It's not a hedge maze.
not a maze, but it's a walk
It's
around
a
area.
bunch
that's
of
a water
faucets. It's going to be hand washing stations by the time they're done with it. Jessica.
Land Hedge Maze all the way. Gotta keep
What is
going.
happening?
Land expansion.
What?
That would be so chill.
Nathan.
Screw this. It's Dragon Tower for sure.
There it is.
Are we crazy? Have we lost our minds? Dragon Tower.
Maybe.
You see that artwork? Can I show you that artwork again?
You became, what's his name? Dragon Tower.
Dragon Tower. Look at this.
Dragon.
It's a disaster.
But what
Look,
about?
it's Batman the Ride.
I know, but imagine that being in.
I don't know. Disney.
I know what Jessica's saying.
Disney
Go ahead.
brings in dragons. With what we have, Figment is a non-IP dragon. Is anybody anything else? Otherwise, it kind of has a universal feel to it. But I still have to go
they
with
built it.
Yeah,
Dueling
gotta have to go with the
Dragons.
dragon thing.
All right.
I don't know. I'm going to be kind of swayed here. I'm going to go with the Land Hedge.
Oh my God!
It looks as much as I love stealing gold from
The
a dragon.
tourists can't figure out the walls at Epcot, and there are arrows pointing them.
Yeah, they
you
have it now.
people coming this way and people coming this way, and they'd say, "Oh, was the exit out that way?" And the other person would say, "No, you have to go the other way." So they go the other way, out the maze. It wouldn't even be a maze.
You know, the best thing about
Not
hedge
the
mazes-
maze.
You pick Dragon Tower?
The best thing
What's your
about
park, Jack?
Dragon Tower.
The best thing about hedge mazes is when you can go through and find people selling knockoff Disney merchandise.
Oh, like we did in Shanghai. You had the Alice Maze. People were
In
selling your
Shanghai.
house.
Well, if there's a business opportunity, I switch my vote to the Land Hedge Maze.
What are you picking?
Dragon Tower. I mean, that big dragon.
I'm picking the
Tom,
hedge
Tom,
maze.
it's tied right now.
I'm picking the hedge maze.
Why?
Dueling Dragons was built, and I didn't like that. I don't care. It got built by another park.
This is a.
I think
this is a
Pandora turned out
15-seed
better
upset.
than Beastly Kingdom. Don't need it. Don't want it. Land Hedge Maze.
And you made fun of us. The hedge
So
maze
who
looks
wins?
cool.
That was
A
a
hedge
fake
maze.
out.
That's a
25
hedge maze.
That's a 15 seed. That's a 15 seed upset.
MJ Edwards donated $9.99, and he says, shout out for people to call in for Mount Fuji in the next 2 weeks.
There you go.
Yes.
Wait, what one?
Nick, we got another vote.
What, we have a call? We do. Another vote for Rainforest Roller Coaster. Bringing that closer, 25 to 24
We need
now.
one more call for the Rainforest Roller Coaster.
If you need
Call
Rainforest Roller
in.
Coaster,
Eliminate Dak.
you could sway that vote.
All right, so the phone lines are open now. We're going to take a brief intermission.
We got another call. We got a vote for the Dragon Tower. Bring it back. 25-22 now. Hedge Maze still leads. Dragon Tower inching closer.
How could you pick the hedge maze?
We're going to take a commercial break. Call in. You can call in until the commercial break is over. 8327-WWNT7. Call in if you need to get your votes in now, if you've pre-registered. If not, we're taking a commercial break. We'll be right back with more tonight.
Anything wrong with that?
With the success of Pizza Rizzo and the Regal Eagle Smokehouse, we here at Walt Disney Imagineering have learned that our guests love bad counter service food with minimal Muppets theming. So, here comes more Muppet eateries at Disney parks. Yay! At Disney's Hollywood Studios, grab a wrapped sausage at Rolf's Roasters. Rolf has relocated to the edge of the galaxy to pick up piano-playing gigs at Oga's, but the money hasn't been great. So Rolf the dog has started slinging dogs at Blackspire Outpost's hottest new wiener joint. If you're visiting Epcot in 2022, get ready for a lightly rethemed dining experience that somehow took us 2 years to complete. It's Dr. Teeth and the Electric Umbrella. Can you just picture that? Imagine eating a dry flatbread to saying goodbye while you sit there and think about all of your favorite things we've ripped out of this park. Are you excited? Well, we won't take no for an answer. Then, head on over to Disney Springs for a trio of Muppets eateries. Grab some barbecue at the Miss Polite Piggy, some affordable chicken tenders from Chicken Gonzo's, and stop by the West Side for Pepe by Pepe. And no, not Jose Andres.
Come have a sandwich, okay?
And at Disney's Animal Kingdom, our most popular concept is getting a second home. Be sure to visit Pizzafari after we finish converting it into Pizza Rizzo 2.
They're tourists. They don't know good pizza.
The Muppets. We won't do anything new with them, but let's plaster their images in the background of restaurants.
Hello, I'm Bob Chapek, CEO of the Walt Disney Company. You may be wondering, Bob, you're a dummy. How'd you land that job? Well, I'll tell you all about how to fail upwards in my new book, How to Become CEO of the Walt Disney Company, for dummies. Go from humble ketchup marketing chemist to king of the entertainment industry. No experience or common sense necessary. Just barge into management at the Disney store and remove anything an adult might want to buy, and then turn the store interiors into slightly cleaner Kmarts. Then work your way into a line of business you'll never understand, theme parks. Remove classic attractions with no knowledge of historical significance, and then start cramming in those IPs until people are sick of them. You could shove Marvel in the Tower of Terror, cram Beauty and the Beast into France, and decal the pier with Pixar. I'll even unveil more great tips throughout the book, like, if you can't cut the budget of a 14-acre highly anticipated land, just get rid of all the entertainment you promised. Build a Toy Story land made of roughly the same quality as the toys you produce for the Disney store. Clone a Ratatouille ride that makes Fast and the Furious Supercharged look like Pirates of the Caribbean. Hey, those guys still objectify women too. And more. In the end, the most important tip I can give you, have the same name as the outgoing CEO so they can save on name tags. So if you want to fall ass backwards into success, get How to Be CEO of the Walt Disney Company for Dummies. Tom Staggs already bought one. That'll teach you to be competent and a threat to Bob Iger, you dunce. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go start another Skywalker movie trilogy, close Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and never approve a nighttime parade. I love money.
Welcome back to WDW News Tonight. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WWNtunes.com, all over the place. Thank you for joining us, wherever you are joining us for tonight's very special show. Nathan, what's happening this week on Disney Plus? What should we be watching this week? Yeah.
Action!
This week on Disney Plus, Night at the Museum of the Weird, starring Ben Stiller. See, people want to watch. I told him it wasn't going to work. He made it look too good.
Yeah.
Like, people want to watch that. Anyway, some quick housekeeping. Here's what's coming up on the show. We are still going to have shows. We're not planning on not having shows. Maybe we won't have an audience. It's undecided yet, but tickets are on sale for now at WDWNewsTonight.com. Yeah, we have only 150 people. Yeah. Next week, obviously, is the next round of March Madness on March 26th, the finals of the March Madness tournament. And then now, because we won't be traveling for the opening of the Beauty and the Beast attraction, we are here in April, so we have shows on April 2nd, which will include Tony's Town Squares, on April 9th, which will include... No, I have to finish this. Shut off your stupid noise. On April 9th, we have Great Moments in History, but just the Disney management parts, which I'm sure won't be affected by tonight's events. And on April 16th, it is the Math Game Farewell. So actually, on April 9th is the Map Game Farewell, the last ever... On April 9th... No, give me that graphic back. April 9th is the final ever Map Game. April 16th, the last ever Math Game. So make sure you join us for those. Now you can go ahead. You can be as obnoxious as you want.
Dragon Tower got a call-in vote, which brought that to 25 to 24 as the vote there.
Still hedging.
Rainforest Roller Coaster got a vote, which catapulted over the excavator.
Oh no!
26 to 25.
Where are my little Lilliputian folks at?
Dragon Tower got another vote.
No.
Yep. Bringing that to, was that 25 to 26, leaping that over Hedge Maze.
Dragon Tower.
Wow.
Hedge Maze got a call-in vote, leaping that over Dragon Tower.
Yeah, race that again, Colleen. Hedge Maze again.
27 to 26. You got that, Colleen?
Don't do it to her.
Dragon Tower got a call-in vote, leaping that over Hedge Maze, 28 to 27.
Dragon Tower.
Write down Dragon, D-R-A. You got that, referee?
Yeah.
Dragon. D-R.
Be quick now.
Dragon Tower got another vote, adding to its point total.
Oh, so yeah, it's there
30 to 27 is now the score there. So, the update as it stands now, Dragon Tower is leading Hedge Maze 30 to 27. Rainforest Roller Coaster leading the Excavator 26 to 25. Are we closing? Is that this year?
That's it. If no one's in, that's it.
So that's it.
So those are the final results. So Colleen, give us the winners.
Okay. The Mary Poppins Dark Ride.
40 to 7.
The 1980s Space Pavilion.
40 to 5.
The UK Enchanted Forest.
30 to 15.
The Rainforest Roller Coaster.
26 to 25.
Mel Brooks' Golf Cart Ride.
40 to 5.
Bald Mountain.
30 to 15.
Herbie the Love Bug Dark Ride.
30 to 15.
And Dragon Tower.
30 to 27. There we go.
That's it. Nick, can you give him a quick shout out to our sponsor?
Yeah, I sure can. WDW News Tonight is brought to you by WDWNT, the app.
Nope. Never Grow Up Vacation.
Really? We didn't read that one, though.
No, but just keep going.
All right. Never Grow Up Vacations. Never Grow Up Vacations is an authorized Disney vacation planner. Their travel professionals can help you. Wow. Voice squeak there. Their travel professionals can help you customize a Disney vacation that's right for you, your family, and your budget. If you love Disney vacations as much as we do, then prepare to experience a once-in-a-lifetime trip to, I'm sorry, I'm flustered with all this voting. Lifetime trip to Walt Disney.
Is that annoying? You not like that?
A once-in-a-lifetime trip to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, aboard the Disney Cruise Line. All these places
After they
are
reopen,
closed.
by the way.
And beyond.
You may not want to book with Never Grow Up Vacations right this moment, but at some point in the future.
Save on tickets.
God.
Effectively giving them away. And beyond Never Grow Up Vacations, visit them online at nevergrowupvacations.com.
Okay. It's time for the Disney Parks Incorrect Fact of the Week. If built, the Great Muppet Movie Ride would have been replaced by High School Musical, the series, the ride. Oh no! Oh my Lord! Bop to the top.
I'm kind of into that.
We're all in this together, you know.
Yeah, what is that? Wildcat Pizza? I don't know what that would have been. I don't know enough High School Musical stuff.
Can we vote for that?
Why'd you look at me?
I think you watched High School Musical, didn't you?
Musical, the series, or?
It's like they have a video with all the pizza toppings singing "We're all in this together."
I dabble.
Would have been cute. All right, let's move on to the next bracket, the Disney's America bracket, which will be starting with, oh boy, Fire Mountain. This would have been built in Adventureland at the Magic Kingdom, also Atlantis themed. It would have been a roller coaster that started as a regular roller coaster and then turned into an inverted roller coaster, inverted coaster, yeah. And then, it's against what would have been the icon of Animal Kingdom, a multi-level animal carousel. Ugh. Josh, go ahead.
Well, on one hand, if you told me you had a fast pass for Fire Mountain or you had a fast pass for a multi-level animal carousel, I would take the fast pass for Fire Mountain. On the other hand, I don't see Fire Mountain fitting. This is Adventureland at Disney World.
Yeah, there's blueprints. It would have went like between Pirates and Jungle Cruise, and then you went out to like that expansion
you're
pad.
putting Manta in Adventureland, which doesn't make any sense to
It's
me.
not Manta, it's in the volcano.
But it's like a inverted.
No,
like
you're seated. You're seated. That's a flying coaster. Inverted's like Batman the Ride and
Which
Dueling
one's
Dragons.
the flying one?
Manta. Dueling Dragons. This would have been seating like Dueling Dragons.
That's still too intense for adventure. Like Adventureland is I'm going on an adventure with my grandpa and I have to warn him that there's stairs involved.
It says they would be you'd be lying face down.
I mean,
so I'm going on the carousel. That's like a what a life.
Carousel?
I'm going for the carousel.
Fire Mountain.
They couldn't get me with 2.5D. They won't get me with multi-level Fire Mountain.
Nick.
Multi-level marketing at the Disney theme park, not going to work. So let's go Fire Mountain.
Eric.
Add a level to a carousel, it just gets dumber. Fire Mountain.
Tell that to Legoland.
I would hate to have a world where I don't have my beautiful tree, and so Fire Mountain it is.
Jessica.
I'm going Animal Carousel.
What?
Because it looks really cool. There's nothing I would like more than to just ride around in the middle of Disney's Animal Kingdom. Yep.
Katie. You're muted.
Sorry, hi. I say Fire Mountain. There was like, the concept behind it's pretty cool. There's like a whole prep team that would get you ready. I don't know. It seemed like a cool storyline.
Yeah, Jason?
We already have a multi-level carousel in Tokyo.
Yeah, it's very cute. Yeah.
I was in Tokyo for like 5 days and we didn't ride it, so I can't.
I wanted
really
you to ride
think
everything,
that's
and then I got
important.
yelled at. So.
I know.
Not my fault.
Next time I will ride the multi-level carousel.
If there is a next time.
But for this time, I'm riding Fire Mountain.
All right, Fire Mountain. Next
Hey, real
matchup.
quick, I just got to say, MJ Edwards, shout out. 2 $9.99 donations tonight. So thanks, MJ Edwards.
We read that one.
No, she gave
Second
another
one.
one.
Oh, was another one? Was there a comment with that one?
Becomes coronavirus.
Oh, okay.
You asked. I
Next.
wasn't going to read it.
Thank you, MJ.
Mark Davis's attraction he planned for the opening of Walt Disney World in Fantasyland that did not get built. The You picked the least cool piece of concept
I think
art.
this is awesome.
There's
No, the
so
other
much
one.
cool concept art. The
polar bear.
Enchanted Snow Palace would have been an original dark ride for the Magic Kingdom, or a wild mouse coaster in Dumbo Circus Land at Disneyland called Mickey's Madhouse with little vignettes of Mickey in classic cartoons. Jason, why don't you start us off?
Mickey in classic cartoons sounds like a really dumb theme for a ride, whether it's like a coaster or a, trackless ride or something. It's still, I don't.
It's not
I don't
even
like that at
based
all.
on classic.
The Snow Palace. Well, classic
Snow
or
Palace,
not
all right.
classic or whatever.
Jessica, go ahead.
The Snow Palace is the way to go.
Mickey's Madhouse. I love
Oh.
trashy Toontown and like kind of rides like that, and the fact that you're riding through like the classic Mickey shorts and stuff. I also love crazy mouse coasters. So yeah,
Wild mouse coasters?
whatever it's called.
Yeah, like Primeval Whirl.
Katie.
Oops.
Enchanted Snow Palace. The concept art's very pretty. I'd like to see it executed in the park.
Nathan.
Snow Palace.
Eric.
Sounds amazing.
I can't get over Mickey kicking a dog, shoving him in a trunk. No Mickey for me right now.
Minnie
He's on.
kicked the dog. It wasn't Mickey's fault.
He was an accomplice.
Minnie's a dog kicking.
I'm gonna go with Snow Palace.
Nothing can stop them now.
That Mark Davis art for that one is beautiful. So the Snow Palace, for sure.
Axel.
I think the Snow Palace offers more ways to get IPs in. Would now be the Frozen.
It would have been
Enchanted Snow
destroyed,
Palace.
yeah.
Would have been frozen.
But still, I'm going to go with the original Snow Palace.
Josh.
I spent 4 years at Frozen Summer Fun at Hollywood Studios, debuting in July each year, and if they had built the Snow Palace, they wouldn't have been able to do Frozen. On the other hand, Mickey's Madhouse would have made Mickey's Runaway Railway impossible, so this is a very hard decision for me. But since I don't want to do both, and I don't like either of them, I'm going with the Snow Palace because it's not a meet and greet.
I'm going with the Snow Palace because Mark Davis. That's it. Snow Palace wins. Next, the Island at the Top of the World, which would have been the premier e-ticket attraction in Discovery Bay at Disneyland. If it was built, you would have rode upon the Hyperion blimp through a wild screen and audio animatronic, miniature sets, all sorts of weird stuff. Sounds like it would have been a real big e-ticket adventure versus... Nope, that's not it.
Just out of order.
Yeah, I'll just read the next one. It's up against another Discovery Bay attraction, which is in the same art. It's actually in the background there, the balloon ride that would have been a transportation ride over the mountain to Dumbo Circus Land. So a little balloon ride between Dumbo Circus Land and Discovery Bay. Josh?
Top of the World.
I'm going to take Top of the World also, Axel.
Disneyland Paris Discoveryland. It's there.
It's just a restaurant, a bad restaurant.
It's now a closed restaurant.
Yeah, they're all closed.
So Top of the World.
Nick?
Top of the World looks pretty incredible.
Eric?
Easy choice. Top of the World.
Nathan?
Yeah, Top of the World.
Jessica?
Top of the world to you.
Katie?
Top of the World.
Jason?
So it looks like I have about 2 minutes to go through my thoughts for this one. My favorite type of attraction in any theme park is a
Is
transportation attraction that takes you from one portion of the park to a different portion of the park without making an easy way to get back. So the train in Animal Kingdom
You can
does
blow that
this.
whistle, referee.
The train in Universal goes back and forth between the parks, and it's such a hassle to go back to where you came from. So I'm going to go with Island at the Top of the World.
That's a sweep. All right,
is a
next
sweep.
up, the Industrial Revolution, which would have been a roller coaster thrill ride at Disney's America theme park. That's right, a steel roller coaster where you ride through a factory. versus, oh boy, a birthday wish for Sleeping Beauty, where you could have made Sleeping Beauty a birthday card and then yelled surprise when she showed up and then showed her the birthday card.
This is the worst matchup. It's so boring.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nick, why don't you start us off?
Industrial Revolution, of course.
Born to be a thrill ride.
I can't get out of my head this image of like a 6-year-old working in a factory during the Industrial Revolution.
They would have remade all the paper boys from Spaceship Earth.
Take the newsboy. Yeah. But I'm going to go with the Industrial
Just like pulling
Revolution.
levers because you can't redo the arm.
It all looked like in Fort, on Top Sawyer Island. Just little...
Extra.
Nathan.
Yeah, no, Industrial Revolution, no doubt.
Josh.
Well, Disney is already exploiting young kids in the college program, so I think they already built that. But on the other hand, a birthday wish for Sleeping Beauty is a meet and greet that I absolutely do not want to have to cover. So I'm going to go with the Industrial Revolution, the roller coaster that is not air conditioned. That's how much I hate meet and greets.
I would pay anything in this world to have had to cover the opening of a birthday wish for Sleeping Beauty with Josh. Anything to sit there and us have to draw birthday cards and then give them to her.
Imagine the special cupcakes for the event.
Yeah.
Be great.
But I'm picking the Industrial Revolution because this is the greatest nonsense attraction never built. Axel.
How many days in a year can it be your birthday? This is just fake. It cannot be every day her birthday. That's impossible.
She has the button
makes her a liar. Yeah.
Well, they do the New Year's Eve thing at the downtown Disney still, so Pleasure Island, right?
Pleasure
so it can
Island,
be
yeah.
something every year. There's a precedent for it.
True.
So Industrial Revolution.
So I'm going to go with the birthday wish because
You're picking the birthday wish?
it can be her
Oh, that's
birthday
right. You
whenever
Paris,
she wants.
you Paris people love characters.
And I
forget.
love the characters.
There you go. Jess.
I'm going Industrial Revolution because you get to go through like a vat of molten steel, and that's all I want to do in life. So.
Katie.
Industrial Revolution. It looks terrifying, but probably be fun.
You know what? Well, birthday wish looked terrifying to Josh and I, but geez.
Yeah.
It is so awkward. Imagine me and Tom going up to some 19-year-old girl who's dressed up like a Roach, and it's like me, like.
I made you a card. Jason, quick, what do you got?
So actually, last time I was in Walt Disney World, I made a birthday card for Sleeping Beauty, and I took it to her. And it was the most magical time ever. And none of this actually happened. So I'm going with the Industrial Revolution.
He also makes birthday cards for Spaceship Earth every year. So.
I made a birthday card for the
That I
Industrial
do.
Revolution. I just left it on the land where it was supposed to be. Anyway. All right, so the Industrial Revolution wins.
Yep.
Almost a sweep, but Axel likes characters. So.
Oh, wait.
What?
Somebody voted for a birthday wish for Sleeping Beauty. So 40-7.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
Was it your
Paris is
wife?
closed. They're just bored.
Were you on
to
the
cook
phone?
it.
God. Next up, the Critter Country 500, which would have been a dark ride instead of the Winnie the Pooh ride at Disneyland. A dark ride with the Country Bears essentially in the wacky races. How about that? Or the Fort Wilderness Funhouse, which would have been at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground, a Mark Davis concept, a weird walk-through fake hotel with all sorts of crazy scenes with chickens and just alligator in the bathtub, all kinds of nonsense. Josh, what do you like?
I am very careful about saying the Country Bear Jamboree is going to close, so I have no opinion on the Critter Country 500. On the other hand, who is going to Fort Wilderness for an attraction? And that funhouse sounds eerily close to my own home. So I'm going with the Critter Country 500, despite the backlash that I may receive.
Critter Country 500, a Country Bear dark ride that's like wacky races, is my wildest dream. It was the thing I didn't know I needed until I saw it. Axel.
I'm going to go with the Funhouse. It's a walkthrough. It's not in the park.
Does it cost money, do you think?
These are both really cool ideas.
Yeah.
Let's get that said. I don't think anyone's going to be controversial for
No.
picking either one
I mean,
of
it's
these.
Davis versus Davis. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
I mean, he didn't work on the
No,
500, but those are his bears.
Yeah, I got to interview the guy who did work on the 500, and he was
Yeah.
very adamant about keeping the Davis-like vibe about the whole.
I mean, the
thing.
art looks like
it's
Mark's.
gorgeous.
Yeah. But you're picking the fun.
So the fun house.
Nick, I know
This
what
may
you're
be
picking.
my hardest vote. You
Oh,
put
yeah.
two of my favorite non-made attractions here, but my heart lies with Fort Wilderness, so
Yeah.
that's where I'm voting.
I had a feeling. Eric.
Just Disney has this habit of making all animals hillbillies, and then they add NASCAR on top of it just to make it more like. I just don't want to see it. I'm sorry. I might be unpopular. I think I'll do the Fort Wilderness Funhouse.
Yeah,
Nathan.
I could not be
Right,
more for
'cause-
Country 500.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it might be my #1 wish I could have attraction. Period.
I didn't know I needed it. It's not like a thing I ever thought about.
It's
just
so good.
Yeah. I saw them driving those cars, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing.
Imagine the video game based on it.
Oh,
It would have sucked. Those Disney World racing games are always terrible.
Yeah.
Jess.
Fort Wilderness Funhouse. I love Fort Wilderness. I love walkthroughs, and it just looks so wacky and cool. Like I would go back there just to do that whenever I was in the area. Like I love the idea. I wish it actually existed.
This one's gonna be
Katie.
close.
I say Critter Country 500. I think Critter Country would be the perfect area if this was actually an attraction. But
what's the score?
we have poo.
It's
So.
tied right now.
Jason, it's
tied right now. I
Which
know, and
one's
I'm the
in Epcot?
tiebreaker. You know, as much as I would like any attraction to replace Winnie the Pooh at Disneyland, a Mark Davis Funhouse is just something I can't pass up. It doesn't matter where it is.
All right.
So,
It's a close
and-
one, though,
and I would
folks.
go. I would pay money to go to the Fort Wilderness Funhouse. So it's 25-20 now, with the Fort Wilderness
Wow.
Funhouse in the lead.
Where would
Okay.
that go? Like
I would
near
assume by the
Hoop-Dee-Doo?
settlement, yeah. Maybe where they're building that hotel that doesn't belong there. All right, next up. Speaking of things that don't belong in places,
We have a call-in vote for the Critter Country 500.
Yeah!
Inching the score closer, but Fort Wilderness Funhouse still leading 25-22.
Okay. Next up, it is, speaking of things that don't belong in places, it is Time Racers, which would have been a roller coaster replacing Spaceship Earth.
It's in
It would have even burst out the facade of the building. This is a real thing.
And had the Country Bears on
No!
it. Oh, okay.
No, it still would have made it a bad idea. Or the Fireworks Factory, which would have been a almost like Frontierland shooting gallery, but you would have shot fireworks at targets. It's eventually became a restaurant instead in Pleasure Island. But a shooting gallery with fireworks. Josh, what do you like?
These are like the two worst things. Like, Time Racers makes no sense whatsoever. Like, imagine going into Epcot and the scene being set with, like, people screaming as they launch outside of a giant golf ball. Like, that would be horrible.
That's
But I don't
terrifying.
want to go to Fireworks Factory. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to be
Like a
out.
shooting gallery.
Yeah, but
you
I don't
shoot
want to be out
fireworks.
there while people are shooting fireworks at me.
They're not real fireworks.
You don't know that. It's an unbuilt attraction. It could be flipping anything. We don't know what any of this stuff is. So I have to go with the Fireworks Factory because Time Racers would absolutely ruin Epcot and you'd be...
It would have ruined it sooner.
I'm going with Fireworks Factory because Time Racers is the worst idea in the history of the Walt Disney Company. Axel?
A fireworks factory is, you're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to put a quarter in it to shoot something. They have the thing in Paris. You pay
Yeah.
for it. I don't like to pay something if I'm already in the park, especially good food. So I'm going to go with Time Racers.
Wow. Nick?
You could have put Time Racers up against like a multi-level birthday wish for Rock Candy Mountain, and I still would have voted for it because Time Racers is disgusting.
So you're picking the
Fireworks Factory. Fireworks Factory, for sure.
I loved the Fireworks Factory restaurant. You remember if you went to the bathroom, there was a window, right? You remember you're standing at the urinal, you just look at a window at everyone that's eating their food in a restaurant. Great idea, I love it. I got to get behind that. Forget Time Racers.
It's crazy. Nathan?
Fireworks Factory for sure.
Yeah.
Jessica?
Fireworks Factory. I love shooting galleries.
Katie.
Fireworks Factory. Don't mess up Spaceship Earth.
No, they're going to. Jason.
Yeah.
So only one of these two is at Epcot. But
no.
it doesn't matter because it was such an abomination of an idea that I would have literally gone and chained myself to Spaceship Earth. Plus, the Fireworks Factory was fun at Pleasure Island, so I'm voting for Fireworks Factory.
Here's to peeing through a window. Jason. That's it. Fireworks Factory with the upset. Knocking out Time Racers.
Who put Time Racers at 3?
Yeah. They were ranked by notoriety. A lot of people know Time Racers. A lot of people do not know Fireworks Factory. Time Racers is one of the most infamous unbuilt attractions of all time.
But Fireworks...
It is infamous.
All right.
Next up, Baby Herman's Runaway Baby Buggy Dark Ride, which would have put guests in, they would have had to wear bonnets, in fact, and they would have got in a baby buggy ride vehicle a la Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. This would have taken you through a hospital. There you are hitting bedpans. Yeah, pretty fun. This would have been at Hollywood Studios in the Roger Rabbit's Hollywood area. Or the Denmark Pavilion, which would have included a Lego attraction. Also a Ferris wheel and a carousel. Yeah. All right, Jason, why don't you start us off?
So only one of these two was going to be at Epcot, and that would be the Denmark Pavilion, so I'm voting for Denmark.
Jess.
Runaway Baby Buggy. Everything about it is just perfect attraction.
Katie.
Runaway Baby Buggy. Roger Rabbit should have happened. Would have loved to see that.
Yeah. Nathan?
Baby Buggy, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's basically like based on the first short. And
Yeah.
I love that short, so it works for me.
Yeah. Eric?
I'm not mad at Denmark, but it's kind of like you're in a German neighborhood in Norway. Like, I feel like we've already got it covered at Epcot, so let's go with the baby buggy.
Nick?
Yeah, Denmark Pavilion sounds incredibly boring, like mind-numbingly boring. So, Baby Herman.
Oh, Axel.
Everything is
Denmark is
Denmark.
a boring country, and they got me at Runaway, so I'm gonna go with the Runaway Baby Buggy.
Josh?
Baby Herman's runaway thing is in a hospital, which is the absolute last place I want to be right now. And I already know enough child actors, so I'm going with the Denmark Pavilion.
Nice.
And I've also been to
Nice.
Denmark, and it is not boring.
Oh. This is a Roger Rabbit attraction I can get behind. I love this concept. Baby Herman's Runaway Baby Buggy for the win.
What's the score? 35-10.
Yeah. All right, last matchup of the, whatever this is, the region. The Great Muppet Movie Ride, which would have been the Muppets parodying all sorts of classic movies, a la in the style of the Great Movie Ride, or it's the Tims is how they pronounce that, right?
The Thames.
The Thames.
The Thames.
Thames?
The Thames
The
River.
Thames River Cruise, which would have been in the United Kingdom Pavilion, a short little boat ride around landmarks from the region in Epcot. Josh, what do you think?
Great Movie Ride is going to make a run for the win on this thing with the nerds, so got to go with that one.
Great Muppet Movie Ride. I love the Great Movie Ride. I love the Muppets.
I love a boat ride, especially along the Thames.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they're the only people still allowed into this country, so I'm going to go with the river cruise.
Nick.
Muppets.
Eric.
Was there somebody that just thought every country needed a boat ride? Like,
And then they reached out to that country. And
at
they're like,
some
"Nah."
point, you're so drunk you don't know what country you're in. You're just like, I'm on a boat somewhere. But I go with
Didn't
the
you realize you got off one and onto another one?
Yeah. the
Been there.
Muppet Movie Ride.
There's pyramids in the UK.
The Thames would have been cool if it would have just been Muppets and just been Great Muppet Caper, but of course Muppet Movie Ride because that's a Muppet ride.
Katie.
Great Muppet Movie Ride. I personally would love to see the Muppets acting out Frankenstein, like a cheesy Great Movie Ride. Get behind that.
Jess.
Yeah, Muppet Great Movie Ride. Like, I just want the Great Movie Ride back. If it's with the Muppets,
care if there's
so
Muppets
be
in it.
Yeah. Jason.
Well, I
One
think
of
you could
these
probably
is an
guess which one I'm
Epcot.
going to vote for. Every Epcot pavilion should have a ride, whether it's a boat ride or a dark ride or both.
So you're voting
doesn't
River
matter.
Cruise?
Or a hedge maze.
Yes.
All right.
Or a
What
hedge
is-
maze.
So
that's right.
Muppet movie ride. How much? What's the points?
That was 35 to 10.
35 to 10.
So really only one in this category that's close to being swayed. That's
Yeah.
the Fort Wilderness Funhouse 25. Critter Country 500 has 22 points.
Yeah. So Nathan, if you could put the countdown clock up, we were going to show a video here, but we're going to show that next week, I think.
Oh yeah.
If you could put the countdown clock up for a moment for people to call in, we're going to
You
give
mean
people.
that?
Yeah, I want to let people call. No, but also put up the clock in the corner.
Sure.
Because we were going to let them call throughout the video.
Oh, so you want to
but-
give them 2.5 minutes? to
Yeah,
call?
that's much shorter than the video, I assume.
Sure. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. So let's just do that real quick. There we go. You have that much time to call in. Yep. Coming up, so you got to vote. Give me, Colleen, let's do the recap for people calling in real quick.
Okay. Fire Mountain.
35 to 10.
The Enchanted Snow Palace.
40 to 5.
Island at the top of the world.
45 to nothing.
The Industrial Revolution.
40 to 7.
Fort Wilderness Funhouse.
25 to 22.
The Fireworks Factory.
40 to 5.
Baby Herman's Runaway Baby Buggy.
35 to 10.
And the Great Muppet Movie Ride.
35 to 10.
You have 1 minute and 42 seconds to call in now. I would really like some calls for the Critter Country 500.
Yeah.
That would
Let's
bring me
get
a
that
lot of-
fun house.
No.
Fort Wilderness.
I can't believe Critter Country 500 could get knocked out in the first round.
You put them against each other.
It's random.
They're two amazing.
I thought it was based on notoriety.
Here's the
It
thing.
is, but I don't make the matchups. I just seed them, and then they get thrown into the brackets.
I think the Fort Wilderness would have closed pretty quickly. So
Yeah,
for me,
budgetary,
it's,
yeah.
and I don't hate the idea, but like I'd love to convince anyone who voted for that it wouldn't have lasted long anyway.
Yeah.
Critter Country
Come on, not
500.
when I'm voting.
It would-
We need
as
something.
long as it lasted
I'm in the moment.
as long as it lasted long enough for Martin Smith to do a walkthrough and a 4-hour tribute video, that's good.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we're gonna have
No,
lots
I
of
don't think
time
it
to
would've-
watch Martin videos on Monday.
Yeah, right. I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that would have happened. I think it would have been like a year at best, 2 maybe.
I think it would have closed with the train.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
would've.
I need
totally.
that
That would
now.
make sense.
But I
Yeah.
don't care. I would have enjoyed it.
You go to
30
Trails
seconds.
End, and then you go to the Fun House. Perfect.
Then you go to Trails End, and then
Yeah, you
Crockett's
go to
Tavern,
Trails
and then
End,
you pass
and
out.
then-
I mean, if you're talking about things that are going to close, they would not have maintained an attraction at Fort Wilderness.
Yeah.
They would have closed one level of the animal carousel by now.
That's very possible.
Yeah, but it's multi-level, so you
Or
still
it
have
just
2
collapsed.
levels.
Oh, so
Yeah,
due to
over the
bad
years.
maintenance.
1 in 05, 1 in 15. And then you redo it as the Lion King. That's it. Do we have any calls?
Did you hear the music?
No, that's it. All right.
Oh, so saucy.
Rest in peace, Critter Country 500.
There's 2 people
What a
on the
sad
line right
moment.
now.
Yeah.
2 people on the line right now.
Oh, wait,
There's
we got
2 people on the line.
We're going to hold
2
on.
people on line.
I don't know what the
But we're going to let these 2 call. They were there.
We have a vote in for the Fort Wilderness Funhouse extending its lead.
Jesus.
27 to 22.
Not my Bears. I can't save them this time. We're waiting to hear what the second one is.
Yep.
Oh, that hurts.
I'm
A
not happy
first
about this
round knockout.
It won't be enough to change any results.
And honestly,
Oh, is it not now? Yeah.
Well, no, 27-22.
you
Fort
know,
Wilderness Funhouse.
honestly,
I mean,
it's
any
the-
of the matchups,
This is
you're
the
right,
first
yeah.
one that I think what else got knocked out already that would have been like that cool. I'm not sure anything.
Well, Excavator got knocked out.
The Excavator was going to be pretty cool.
It ain't a
The
country
Arab
bear.
nations.
All right, let's jump.
That's Frank Jr.
All right, the last quadrant, Port Disney. Let's begin. It's Dick Tracy's Crime Stoppers, which would have been the first EMV ride ever through the streets of crime-ridden Chicago. An e-ticket extravaganza, shootouts, and all sorts of fun for the family. And then the Junkyard Jamboree show. This was a nope, definitely not.
Definitely not.
It was at one point it was a dark ride, one point it was a show. It was like it was not Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. It was a ride or show in a junkyard with singing automotive parts in California Adventure and Carland. I don't think we need to see the art.
It's
I don't
like
think it's
test
going to do
track.
anything for it.
It's like the test track pre-show, but the parts are singing.
Katie, go ahead. It's the Auto Parts Harmonic from the World's Fair. Katie, go ahead.
I don't know. Junkyard Jamboree is kind of it's like a kitchen cabaret kind of thing. Might be kind of fun, but Dick Tracy is a great film. I'd love to see him in the parks, even though he probably wouldn't have lasted, but Dick Tracy.
You got to read the Carfax. Jess, go ahead.
I got that.
Thanks.
Jess?
I'm of the firm belief that the parks need more film noir, so Crime Stoppers.
And you are Mumbles, so. Jason.
So neither one of these
is in Epcot. We know.
And it's also way past my bedtime, so I think I'm just going to abstain from this whole region.
Just vote.
All right, Dick Tracy.
Thank you.
Nathan.
Everywhere I want to turn, there's Tracy, Tracy, Tracy. I want more Tracy in my life.
Wow.
For sure. Are you telling me?
Leaves you breathless?
Look. This is an attraction that Michael Eisner rode the rough version of, like the test, and was like wowed. Like he loved it, and he really wanted it. And then, frankly, Tracy just didn't do very well. Like, it was just.
And the ride was super expensive.
Yes, but like it was a Rafferty project, and Eisner loved it. I think it would be a classic.
Boulevard. Yeah.
I think it would still be here.
Yeah.
And I think it would have maybe helped endear people to Dick Tracy some more.
Yeah.
And until I get my sequel with John Hamm, I would have loved to at least have a park ride of Dick Tracy. So for sure,
Eric.
100%, my second favorite of this whole.
I don't think it would still be here. You're Disney. You're equipping kids with a Tommy gun and having them shoot at human beings. I don't think it would. I think they would have had to
It's
redo
arguable
it
if
somehow.
the shooting
I love the
component was gonna
idea. Trust
stay,
me, I'm
yeah.
all
Well, it depends
over.
on what they shoot at. Because if it's a shooting gallery-esque thing,
It wasn't
Well, it says you're
necessarily
using
gonna
a
be
Tommy
shooter,
gun to
yeah.
battle villainous gangsters.
Yeah, I think in the later version it was just an EMV ride. Though.
Like it's one thing to have them shoot like a space ray gun at vague aliens, but anyway, I'm still going to vote for it because I like kids with guns.
Nick,
can we talk about why the Dick Tracy movie it didn't do well? Like
No,
it was
it's
such a
11:35.
fun
It did
movie.
pretty well,
It
but
did
then
okay.
Warren Beatty was a pain in the,
still has the rights because of a.
I love that
interview we
movie.
did. Yeah, it's
I would have
amazing.
loved this ride. So
Can
yeah.
you imagine the color schemes of the? Oh my gosh! I think back to Hollywood Studios and when they had that area
on the tour.
it's
Yeah, they painted the
amazing.
facades. Yeah.
So,
Axel.
I thought this was going to be harder for me because I saw Junkyard, but then I heard Jason say that it wasn't talking about Epcot. So I'm going to go with Dick Tracy's.
Josh?
I kind of want to hear more about what Nathan has to say about it.
I got tons more to say.
Just
So let's
kidding.
save it for next week. Just pick it.
Well, Junkyard Jamboree show sounds like Meth the Ride to me, so I'm going with Dick Tracy's Crime Stoppers.
Dick Tracy's Crime Stoppers. We all want to see it. I want that final
wouldn't go
Western
that
River
far.
versus Crime Stoppers. That's what I want. So anyway, Crime Stoppers for the win. Next up, the Japan Bullet Train ride, which would have been a stationary train that rocked back and forth a little bit past some screens showing scenes of the beautiful country of Japan. At one point, it even had Godzilla in it. And then there is Circus Disney, which you picked the worst piece of art. Circus Disney was an
send me
audio
the art.
animatronics extravaganza of Disney characters performing circus acts that would have been in Dumbo Circus Land at Disneyland. Okay, Katie, why don't you start us off? Bless you.
Oh, absolutely, Circus Disney. That would be incredible. I'd spend all my time there. Just watch that all day.
Jess.
I go Bullet Train because that's like a dream of mine. Bullet
Just
Train.
stand still in a simulation.
Jason.
Well, so twofold on this. One is that Bullet Train is in Epcot, but also I would be riding the Bullet Train next month, except for this coronavirus. So I'm going to go with the Bullet Train.
Also, I love Godzilla. So.
Nathan.
Though I'm concerned it's Fast and the Furious Bullet Train, the idea that you are in a thing and there's a thing wrapped over you and then it's supposed to feel real, a little shaky. But at the same time, I think it would have been really cool to see what they would have done. I still think it's an interesting concept. I'd love to see them make it actually work, even now. I think it's gorgeous. And Godzilla?
Sure.
Eric.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of simulators, but the circus looks stupid, so I'm going with the bullet train.
Wow. The
Nick.
bullet train looks stupid.
Thank
I'm not
you,
a fan
Nick.
of circuses. I'm a big fan of trains, but Circus Disney, I never knew about that one. That one looks like fantastic. I'm with Katie. I'd be there all day. All day.
Axel?
Thanks, Nick.
I know everybody loves Fast and Furious, so we don't need that
Family.
at Disney. They can have it. So I'm going to go with Circus Disney.
Circus.
Circus Disney. I love audio animatronic shows. This looks really cute. I think this would have been a classic.
Close
Circus
one.
Disney.
25-20, Circus Disney.
Cool. All right, next up, the Russia Pavilion, planned for Epcot, which would add a large-scale audio animatronic stage show spectacular called Russia: The Bells of Change, or the Land Balloon Ride, which was that very same balloon ride from Discovery Bay, but with this crazy guy, the Land Keeper. Yeah, the Land Keeper would have been your host for a balloon ride through the first iteration of the Land Pavilion, which was a big glass building, kind of
Is that
wacky.
the chicken nugget guy?
You mean the Colonel?
Yeah.
We have so much to
Colonel
teach you about
Sanders.
America. Josh, why don't you start?
I thought it was
Well,
Rip Taylor.
the Russia Pavilion, on one hand, is a show about the revolution of 1917, where over 2 million people died, but there's also going to be a ride featuring a magical fish and a boy, which I have a lot of interest in. On the other hand, if I want to go on a fake hot air balloon ride, I could just go to Disney Springs. So I want to find out about the boy and his fish. I'm going
That
Russia.
dark ride looks pretty crazy. You should watch the Russia video in the post if you haven't. I am going to pick the Land Balloon Ride because there's no way the Russia Pavilion would still be standing. Absolutely would have been a problem. Axel, go ahead.
I have to say I choose Russia Pavilion. Do not have to say. Choose Russia. Spazio.
You sound like Borat. Nick.
If Hall of Presidents is still open, Russia Pavilion would still be open. I'm voting Russia.
With only one president in it.
You can't put Russia next to Germany. It's never going to work.
All right, Eric.
I said you can't put Russia next to Germany. It's not going to work. So I'm going to go with this flamboyant gentleman and his balloon ride.
I'm all about
Nathan.
I'm all about balloon pride. We're gonna go with the Land
Balloon Pride.
He's a majestic man, and I love him very much.
What about the boy and his fish?
The boy in the
It's the boy with the magical fish.
I know, but he's no balloon
Maybe the fish is a balloon ride.
Probably.
How do you know?
Katie, please.
Who knows what the fish can do?
I don't know. The fish is intriguing, but I think I'd find myself more in the Land Balloon Ride.
The Land
Seems
Pavilion
more
probably doesn't even
interesting, more
exist
fun.
anymore.
Neither would the Russians.
Well, yeah, but hypothetically.
Jess?
So,
In Russia, attraction choose you.
Wow.
I would go with the attraction pavilion. I mean,
The what?
the Russia pavilion.
Russia?
Pavilion. Yeah.
You have fast pass for bread, yes?
Oh my God.
Oh,
Lord.
For the record, I'm not laughing.
Oh, jeez. Jason, please.
The fish,
So
Jason.
this is
The
tied
fish.
2020, and both of these are in Epcot. So I'm torn. This is probably the hardest decision of my life right now.
Jason, a non-IP character. You could have a non-IP character.
The
Or
fish.
I think I'm going to have to vote for Dreamfinder's brother.
Yeah.
The
who I think
Land
that guy looks
Keeper.
like.
Timekeeper.
What's the score?
25-20.
25 to 20.
Land Balloon Ride by 5. All right, next up, Space Station Earth. A giant 300-foot version of Spaceship Earth that was gold. It would have been the centerpiece of Westcott Center, which would have been built instead of California Adventure. How do we get into that timeline?
All right.
We got to get out of this one and into that one.
We almost got this timeline.
Space Station Earth. Oh boy, here's what actually happened. It's up against the Paradise Pier Flume Ride, which would have taken you through California Screamin', dropped you into the bay past a large sun face and an orange peel full of bees.
Bees?
Bees! Jess, go ahead.
Oh, I've got to go with the bees, man. always wanted to like go into that water in front of Paradise
You're
Pier.
picking a log flume?
I love log flume rides.
Oh my lord. Katie.
I say Space Station Earth only because I'm like kind of terrified of that water. Like, I don't know.
It's
it feels
gross.
wrong being in there.
I've seen dead
Yeah.
ducks in there.
Ew.
Yeah, no. I'll stay with Space Station.
Jason.
So neither of these is an Epcot, but one is sort of a transplant from Epcot, so that is good enough for me.
Space Station Earth. Josh.
On Paradise Pier Flume Ride, the water tastes like Coca-Cola, so I'm going with the Paradise Pier Flume Ride.
Space Station Earth.
And
Sign
Space
me
Station Earth doesn't even work at Epcot, so why would it work on the West Coast?
Wow.
It doesn't. Thank you.
I'm going with Space Station Earth.
Nothing
300 foot
works.
tall version of Spaceship Earth. Sign me up. Excellent.
And gold.
And
It's
gold!
gotta be gold.
I love gold!
Space.
No, Chapek's making it bronze, guys.
It's actually, guys, it's actually just a Balzac.
We pound for the
Nick, go ahead.
How tall is our spaceship Earth?
Like 180.
199 and a
I
half.
don't want them
180.
to have a taller one. Paradise Pier.
It's 180.
Are
you insane?
Flume ride? What is wrong with you people?
The water tastes like Coca-Cola.
That's the stupidest reason I've ever heard for not having a
If
ride.
normal Spaceship Earth is amazing, imagine 300 foot tall Spaceship Earth. Gutenberg would be this big!
See it from space.
He'd be up here!
I think
Eric,
it looks
go
like
ahead.
Well,
it's
so
like
was
the
Gulliver
biggest,
in the little
tackiest
Spution
thing
land, but you didn't care
possible.
about
I can't
size
ima-
back then, did ya?
And he painted gold.
Yeah, gold.
It's tacky
What
and
is
it's bold, but I kind of like it. So I'll go with Space Station.
Yeah, Nathan.
It's tackier than a log flume ride or OG California.
Through a
Adventure.
big orange.
Well, yeah, don't get me started.
Clearly, Space Station Earth.
What's the score on that?
30 to 15.
That's
Station
way
Earth.
too close. Stop it with the bees.
Real quick, for the next round, can we throw up the phone lines? If anybody wants to call in, make any changes.
We're running out of time
Now's
here.
a good time to think about it.
What one? I wasn't listening.
No, nothing changed. You didn't hear the music. I was just giving out the phone number. So,
No, what won the last round? I think she was asking.
30 to
I'm sorry,
15 for the
Spaceship
Space
Earth.
Station Earth.
Space Station.
No
Next
bees?
up. No. That was a different ride. I just went past it. Castle Young Frankenstein, which would have been an attraction in the castle where Young Frankenstein takes place. Another Mel Brooks attraction planned for Sunset Boulevard.
All we have.
Yeah, pretty much. Or the Monstro the Whale Shoot the Chutes boat ride in Fantasyland at Disneyland, where you would have taken the plunge through Monstro's mouth. Josh, what do you think?
Castle Young Frankenstein is Mel Brooks, Gene Wilder, and the guy who wrote the music for the producers, and I'm still terrified with Undersea, so I'm going with Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein. I want a Mel Brooks ride, Axel.
That whale had gold teeth, so I did like that, but I'm going to go with the castle for Young Frankenstein.
Nick.
Young Frankenstein, not even close.
Eric.
Young Frankenstein.
Nathan.
It's Frankenstein. But,
Frankenstein.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a pen stuck in my leg right now. Jess.
Castle Young Frankenstein.
Katie.
Young Frankenstein.
Jason, neither of these are Epcot. I already got that out of the way. What do you want?
We already have a boat ride where you go into Monstro's mouth. Why
Well,
do
that
we
was
need
the budget
another?
version.
Yeah.
Storybook Land.
Well, we got one. It's enough.
All right, sweep for Castle Young Frankenstein. All right, next up, oh boy. The Matterhorn at Walt Disney World, which either would have been in the Magic Kingdom or would have been in Epcot, where you would have went into a secret Swiss bobsled training facility before taking your ride through the mountain. Or the Garden of the Gods, a Mark Davis concept to replace Storybook Land canal boats that would have taken you through ancient Greek mythology, and there would have been an encounter with Chernobog and all sorts of weird, wacky, mythological things along the way on the boat ride. Katie, why don't you start us off?
This is a hard one. I like Matterhorn because it's unique to Disneyland, but I think it'd be cool to see that in Magic Kingdom.
Jess?
So Matterhorn.
Yeah, Matterhorn. After seeing that Back to the Future where we kind of delved into that part, it's so cool. I would have loved that.
Jason.
Yep, the Epcot one.
Nathan.
Yeah, I would have to say, as much as I like Garden of the Gods as an idea, I think Matterhorn was a really, I mean, it's weird, but it'd be fun.
Yeah. Eric.
I hate to go against a Mark Davis attraction, but I'm going to go with Matterhorn.
Nick.
Would our Matterhorn been taller than theirs?
Yeah.
All right, Matterhorn.
They get the big spaceship Earth.
Yeah.
We get the big Matterhorn.
Fair trade. Axel.
If we would get the Garden of the Gods, the Arab nations would want the Garden of Allah. Because
no.
That's a universal.
So we're going to go with the
Some people
Matterhorn.
got it.
Matterhorn.
Matterhorn.
Secret Swiss bobsled training facility, Matterhorn.
45
Why is
nothing.
it secret though? Like it's not a.
Have you not watched that? You should go watch our segment where we show all the concept art.
I'm just saying, obviously the Swiss are
You go into what
practicing
looks
their-
like a tiny shed, but then you open the door, and it's this massive space-age-looking Swiss bobsled team training facility.
I don't doubt that they have a training facility. I'm just not sure why they're so secretive.
But that's what makes it great.
And there's an explosion that makes you go through the
You
shed.
go through, Goofy shows up in a bobsled, and it somehow explodes out the bottom of the bobsled, and the screen raises, but we pretend there's an explosion. And then you go into the training facility. It's really cool. All right, the next matchup. Professor Marvel's Gallery of Illusions. No, this is not Captain Marvel's dad. Professor Marvel eventually became the Dream Finder, but this was a man who collected many oddities and interesting things. This would have been a show, Carousel Theater show in Discovery Bay, where we would have seen all his many inventions and his finds, including a little green dragon who eventually became a purple dragon someday. And then that's not it.
Yeah.
There is art for We the People.
Yeah, some of them are
Then
weird image.
there is We the People, which would have been a movie, a giant movie in Disney's America starring the Muppets, talking about the immigration experience. People arriving in America for the first time. So you would have got off at Ellis Island and went to see this movie with the Muppets teaching you about immigrants and how they helped shape America. Josh.
Gallery of Illusions.
Gallery of Illusions. I'm going to go with We the People. We got the premier Professor Marvel attraction. We had Journey into Imagination. I think a Muppet history show based on what we got at Magic Kingdom would have been
on immigration.
Fantastic.
Right now.
It's like Muppet Hamilton.
Speaking of immigration acts,
like you just wait in line forever.
I'm not going to learn anything from Muppets. I'm here now. They can't get me out of here. Like, we're going to try. So, Professor Marvel's, sure.
Did you have a bad experience at Ellis Island?
Yeah, well, the explanation of the Muppets, when you walk in, there's a little TV screen, and Kermit tries to, like, no, it doesn't work out.
Please leave!
And now a song from Mace Piggy.
We the People as Muppets, and yeah.
I think everyone's pretty strong Muppet fans around here, so hey, why not more Muppets?
There you go.
Yeah, We the People for sure.
Jess?
I love Muppets. I love immigrants. I love shows. So yeah, I would have been We the People.
Thank you, Jessica.
I don't know. I say Marvel's Illusions. I love anything surrounding Discovery Bay.
Yeah. Jason?
Professor Marvel, we looked at the concept art for that in depth. I don't remember when it was, but we did some show.
Yeah.
It just looks so cool. And the little green dragon, I mean, it's so Epcot.
I mean, it eventually did
wasn't
become Epcot.
designed for Epcot.
Became the greatest theme park ride of all
I'm
time.
going for Professor Marvel.
All right, close one. We the People 25, Professor Marvel 20.
Our final.
Should we put the call up now?
Yeah, put it up.
We need calls for Professor Marvel.
We got to call in a vote for the Russia Pavilion, bringing that closer to the land balloon ride.
Did we verify that? That call from Russia?
Absolutely real.
The land balloon ride still leads 25.
I don't want
to
Russia
22.
affecting the voting, so.
Just Sean Connery
It
in a
came in
sub.
on Facebook,
It's
I
Sean
don't
Connery in a
know.
sub going, send them one vote. One vote.
Am I supposed to be
One
impressed?
vote only. God, if you know that reference.
Name the dog Indiana. I just think I quoted Indiana Jones and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I think yeah. Anyway, last matchup, Geyser Mountain, which was planned for Disneyland or Disneyland Paris, which would have been a train ride that ended with the train being launched upward like the Tower of Terror.
This was really hard to get a good image for.
Yeah, it's tall. Go look at it on the site. It's not just a little. It's not a
huge.
wilderness lodge.
It's Tower of Terror. It's Tower of Terror. Is what it is.
Tower of Terror, but a coaster into Tower of
Yeah,
Terror.
yeah.
Or the Israel Pavilion, which would have had shopping and dining and a stage for entertainment with the authentic entertainment. Josh.
And lots of mobs.
Josh, what are you going for?
Well, the first show scene in Geyser Mountain was going to be all black light, which historically is not good for me. So I think I would go with the Israel Pavilion.
Represent.
They'd be able to put in the Wailing Wall, and if you had a complaint, you could just write it down and you could stick it in the wall, and guest services could just leave.
Oh my god.
Jeez. Wow. Geyser Mountain.
It's also in Epcot, the Israel Pavilion, so that's 3 for 3.
I'm not sure how the Israel Pavilion would have done next to the Arab Nation Pavilion, so that wouldn't be good. So let's go with the Geyser Mountain.
Nick.
No, I mean, you know, I'm not a big fan of the drop rides as far as like.
Israel
Tower
just
Terror.
doesn't have a ride, which I
know
think is
it
what hurts.
Doesn't, but still, I'd rather have that pavilion. So Israel Pavilion.
Wow.
I think Israel Pavilion would be too controversial, honestly.
Yeah. So
I
like
honestly
Russia,
do.
yeah.
And then, you
That's
know,
where
not as
protesters-
honestly, I think that the borders would move around a lot and people would get confused.
Oh,
but,
Jesus.
but I think it would be controversial. I think it'd probably be a bad idea.
Colleen Space. Nathan.
Got to represent our people, Nate.
Yeah.
Nathan.
I don't think on air I can say I'm your people.
Well, all right.
That would be.
We're not all proud.
That'd be a little.
Nathan, go ahead, please.
Oh, for the record, that was me voting for Geyser Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like someone at Epcot was developing, like, where could protesters go? Like,
Yeah.
where could we have a hot spot for as many protesters as possible about anything? So I think that would just be really, really troublesome. Though I think it's very beautiful. Concept art's really pretty. Geyser Mountain.
Katie.
Yeah, Geyser Mountain. Israel just, I don't know, it's not anything I think I'd be very excited to see.
Jess?
Geyser Mountain, just so we don't even go into that argument.
Jason.
I'm envisioning the Israel Pavilion on the western half of World Showcase and the Arab Nations Pavilion on the eastern half. And then the nighttime spectacular
No,
would be
that's it.
bombs
Turn them
launched
off.
across.
Turn them off. Turn them off.
We actually do have a vote.
Geyser Mountain just won, but go ahead.
Geyser Mountain did win, 25 to 15. No,
That
30
sounds
to
wrong.
15.
30 to
yeah.
Well, we didn't get Tom's vote, did we? Yeah, 30.
Yeah, I voted.
Yeah, I voted.
Geyser Mountain.
Yeah, 30 to 15 is the
Okay,
final on
30.
that one. We did get a vote for Professor Marvel's Gallery of Illusions, bringing that to closer to We the People.
Yeah.
We the People still leading 25 to 22.
There's still time to call, right?
Put 250 up. Put 250 up.
Well, actually, let's go through the scores first, and then we'll put 250 up. Give them a little time.
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Referee.
Okay.
All right.
Dick Tracy's Crime Stoppers.
45 to nothing.
Circus Disney.
25 to 20.
The Land Balloon Ride.
25 to 22.
Space Station Earth.
30 to 15.
Castle Young Frankenstein.
45 to nothing.
The Matterhorn.
45 to nothing.
We the People.
25 to 22.
Geyser Mountain.
30 to 15.
All right, put the time up on the clock. Colleen, why don't you read us the matchups for next week as of right now?
Okay. Next week. So in the Westcott.
Please sound excited. Please.
I'm so tired.
Go visit the Joffrey's cart.
Coffee. Coffee.
All right, read. We have 2 minutes.
Western River Expedition versus Plectu's Fantastic Intergalactic Review.
You're going down, Western River.
Fantasia Gardens versus Toontown Transit Simulator. Museum of the Weird versus Mount Fuji Roller Coaster. The Rhine River Cruise versus the Atlantis Expedition. Mary Poppins Dark Ride versus the 1980s Space Pavilion.
That's a matchup.
UK Enchanted Forest versus Rainforest Roller Coaster. Mel Brooks's Golf Cart Ride versus Bald Mountain. Herbie the Love Bug Dark Ride versus Dragon Tower.
Boo.
I gotta look at the other right page. Okay. I didn't write their full names up here because it was not.
Okay.
Fire Mountain versus the Enchanted Snow Palace.
Oh boy.
Island at the Top of the World versus the Industrial Revolution.
It's never gonna be a versus the Industrial Revolution. That's not funny.
Fort Wilderness Funhouse versus the Fireworks Factory. Baby Herman's Runaway Baby Buggy versus the Great Muppet Movie Ride.
Oh man.
Dun dun dun.
Da, da, da.
Well, we'll have 30 seconds till we know what's going on. What's that?
We have a vote for We the People extending their lead 27-22
Nice.
over Gallery of Illusion.
Yes.
20 seconds left to call in.
Call.
We're gonna make sure those phone lines are clear in 20 seconds.
Professor Marvel needs you. Call.
Wow. Professor Marvel. It's like that's a ad for the ASPCA. Professor Marvel needs you for less than the price of a cup of coffee.
Professor Marvel needs a lot of help. Now,
That's it. Do we have any calls in progress?
Jason, any callers on the line?
Nope, we don't.
No, we don't.
That's it?
That's it.
All right, read us the matchups for the next week's Port Disney bracket.
Dick Tracy's Crime Stoppers versus Circus Disney.
Oh, poor Circus Disney.
The Land Balloon Ride versus Space Station Earth.
For Russia.
Castle Young Frankenstein versus the Matterhorn. And We the People versus Geyser Mountain.
Great. That's it, everybody. We'll see you. Don't forget, Park Center on Wednesday is going to preview all these upcoming matchups. And as well, we'll be back next Thursday with the next round of the tournament. And remember, kids, it'll soon build a new concert hall for New York. Good night. Carnegie Steel.